We were
oh
muted.
wait, we were muted.
That was awkward.
Sheesh.
No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not muted anymore.
What is up, baby?
Hello. Hi, chat.
Is the audio scuffed or are we good?
No, we're good. It's got to sound good.
We should be.
I think we sound good. I sound good.
I mean, I
feel
always
good.
sound good.
I feel good. Tell you that.
Right? I'm feeling like $1,000,000.
I'm trying to not be funny because I don't want to get myself into a funny mood.
Oh.
I'm gonna win.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait.
Oh.
How are we gonna keep score?
What do you mean?
We'll just keep score. We got this.
I mean, I'm a genius.
Do you think that you're going to laugh more or less than I am?
Oh, probably more.
Okay, at least you're
But,
honest. At least you're honest.
But like, so what are we doing if I like? I mean, because it's called you laugh, you lose. So like, am I like?
Let's say. Okay, wait. Whoever laughs 3 times first, you got to gift 100 subs.
Bro, that's bro, what?
To the other person. That's the deal.
That's 100.
Yeah.
Do you know how much 100 subs is?
A few. That's a few.
That's a lot of. Bro, what?
I'm down. I'm down.
Bro, how
Ooh,
about?
chat said 5 lives. Should we do 5 lives instead? 3 or 5
Bro,
lives?
that's a lot of fucking money.
That's fine. I'm down.
Oh,
I think it'll come on, it'll add a little challenge to it, you know?
Oh fuck, dude. You know how much I laugh at like everything?
I know.
Like,
honestly, this is a scam. I'm running a scam operation here.
Bro, this is fucked up. This is like rigged against me.
This is genius. That's what it is. It's genius. Okay, chat's saying 5.
5 lives?
So we're doing 5. We got 5 lives.
I mean, I guess.
Hold on, let me I'm gonna add text.
That,
I'm gonna add text to the thing. Hold on. I'm gonna add a text scene that like keeps track of our lives.
Okay. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Let me add text.
Dude, that's a lot of fucking money.
Sam
oh my
lives. God. Lives : 5. Oops.
That's a shit.
That's huge. Here we go.
Oh, you're doing. Oh, okay. I see.
I'm gonna do 2 separate ones. I'm gonna do 2 separate
yeah.
ones. I'm gonna duplicate this. Where's the duplicate button? What? Whatever.
Dude, guys, please post the most unfunny shit ever.
I think they
do
can.
not post anything.
They can be funny. I don't see why they can't. There. We both have 5 lives. Joe, not Jonas. Thank you for the sub skis.
Oh my god.
Simply popping off. Make it 50. No, we're doing 100. We're doing 100. I don't care what Boomer says.
No.
We're doing 100. If we're gonna do anything, we should just do it all the way.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
All right, yeah. I'll
we can now see everyone's lives. Okay, if you haven't done media share before, here's how it works. I'm gonna turn on media share, and you go to donate. And when you donate, once I turn it on, you can provide a link that will play. It's 25 cents a second right now. and then after you provide that link, it'll play on stream automatically. Well, I lied. First, there's a queue that the mods are going to go through and look at to make sure everything is good to actually show on stream. That way we don't show something really bad on stream. So everyone pet the mods right now because the mods are popping off, and all the mods have been getting ready all day to help with media share. So shout out the mods. The mods rock.
Go mods.
The mods are the best. That way me and Boomer can sit here and just try not to laugh, you know? Because if you laugh, you lose. That's the point. Did I change the title?
Laugh. Yeah, wait, I think so. Yeah, I remember you doing
What's the title of this stream right now?
I don't know.
Let me edit stream info. You laugh, you lose, featuring BOOMERNA. Wait, I'm going to update it again.
What do you think so, bro?
Loser gets 100 subs. Oh, my pillow fell?
Yeah, bro, I got you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay, there we go. There we go. 100 subs on the line now. It's official.
Damn.
I put it in the thing. In the title.
Oh, this is fucked up.
Okay.
Dude.
We can't see any notifications except when they pop up. So thank you for the resub, because I have the media request thing open. Anyways, I guess maybe everyone's not here yet. Did notifications go out? Spam 1 if you got a notification. That's all that matters. If everyone got a notification, let's do it.
Yeah, who got the noti? Hey, noti gang.
Who's in the notification gang?
We out here.
It's go time, boys. It's go time. Okay, okay, good, good, good. Notifications went out. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
Good.
Very nice. Okay. Okay.
I will not laugh.
I am gonna turn on viewer.
I will not laugh.
You can't, dude. That's cheating.
I will not
Hold
laugh.
on. Wait, let me ask you something. Are we allowed to meta?
What do you mean?
Like, if something comes on, that like I know you're going to find extremely funny, can I like egg you on to laugh at that? Is that allowed?
Oh, that's fucked up, bro.
That's meta though. That's meta though. Like there's things that would make me laugh that probably wouldn't make you laugh, and there's things that would make you laugh that wouldn't make me laugh.
Bro, you know what would make me laugh?
What?
If I like took a big fat pee and I instantly left that mic on.
That would be pretty funny if we didn't mute it and you went to take a pee.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny. It would totally hear you too. That mic hears everything.
Bro, they'd be
We're hearing like the water like or whatever. Oh no. No. Boomer broke his mic. Boomer's scuffed now. Oh, Boomer. What did you
turning off?
Oh, not like this.
No, is the battery dead?
We literally changed them yesterday. I didn't put new ones in it though. I'm gonna be honest with you, because wait, it connected. Talk. Let me see if it's showing up.
Hello?
Is he better? Is he better? Spam 1 if he's better. I think you need to close that. I think that's why it turns off. Like you gotta turn the no. It just turns the screen off when you close that. If the green. Oh.
What does that mean?
I think that means it's turning off.
Is that?
No. I think it's good.
All right, so close it.
I can still see you talking on the thing.
Yeah. So I think we're all right.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
We're good. See, they all said 1. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm unlocking media request. Keep in mind, everything's going to go into the queue for the mods, so only 100 people can submit at once. That way the mods don't get overwhelmed. But once the mods start emptying the queue, you'll be able to donate to send in a new thing.
Well, I won't laugh.
It starts now. No laughing.
I won't laugh.
No laughing. Everything's just
Wait, we can't laugh right now? But there's not a video there,
no,
bro.
It doesn't matter.
Wait,
like,
even
okay, yeah, once the first video starts, no laughing. That's the rules.
Bro, I kind of got to pee.
Right now?
Yeah, bro.
You should have told me before. I opened up the media request.
Well, yeah, you could just pause it.
Okay, just mods, don't approve anything in the queue yet.
Bro,
while Boomer goes pee.
I gotta fucking piss, bro.
Okay,
I
wait,
peed
here.
Before stream.
I muted the mic. You're good. Oh, you could have just brought it with you. That way I could have turned it on while you were going pee. Probably would have been funny. If you don't know how to donate, the mods are spamming the link right now. Just go to that link, and then when you donate there, you can provide a link. Boomer's ruining my you laugh, you lose right now. Not really. I don't know if y'all can hear him or not. You guys have to try and be funny today, though. It has to be funny videos. That's the deal. That's the dealio. Gotta have them funny videos. Bum bum bum. I'm turning on music while we wait. It's so loud. Oh, there we go. We are not funny, Sam. That's probably right. That's probably true. It's probably true. But I believe in you guys. You can find funny videos on YouTube, if nothing else. Your fish just drowned. I'm so sorry to hear that. The music scuffed? Oh, wait. Let me see. Hold on. Wait, y'all were saying the music was scuffed for intro too. Wait, let me take this filter off. Tell me if the music is still scuffed now. Starting now, like, is it scuffed still? Is it still scuffed or no? I think not. It's good now? Yeah. That's the noise suppression that I was using from OBS to make our voices sound better. Okay.
Let me attach this shit first.
Okay. Mods.
All right, we're chilling.
You're good to go, mods. Whenever you're ready, we're ready. You're not gonna laugh, right?
No, dude. Dude, when I took a pee and I went to go wash my hands.
I did hear the sink. I'm gonna give you some street cred.
So I like, you know, like your little soap dispenser.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how it's like foam.
Yeah, it's a foam soap. Yeah.
Yeah, that foam like went like all over like your toothpaste.
No. Oh.
But it looked like, bro, I just like splurged everywhere.
No. Oh my gosh.
Oh shit! They said
Mike scuffed. You're scuffed.
it's dying, bro. It has to be dying.
Okay. You got some AA batteries. Wait, aren't there 2 more batteries on the counter downstairs?
Maybe.
You want to go get them? I don't want to have to go around you to go downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've already disappeared once from screen.
Yeah, I'll just sit here and I'll be entertaining. I can do this. Thank goodness the mods haven't approved anything.
You gotta like get some music going. Like
I will. Don't worry. We'll have a good time. We'll cat jam while you're gone.
Like when you go to a kid's birthday party and it's scuffed as fuck right now, you gotta get some music. You gotta like.
Yeah, you gotta turn the music on.
Yeah, so do it.
Okay, I will. I got this. Filters. Turn that off. And then also, chat, I'm finding a bunch of new music for streams that's completely royalty free. This is one of my new songs that I found. I really like it. Tell me what y'all think. It's loud. I turned it down a little bit already. Wait, is it like really loud? It's not that loud. It might be louder than me. I'll turn it down to there. I think that's a good level. Hello, official Delta Live. I saw your resub in the chat. What do we think? What do we think about the new stream music? Wait, let me show you guys the other ones. Oh, I did not mean to restart it. I meant to turn it off. There's also this one. I've been finding some very like chill music. Song name? It's like royalty free music. What'd you say? What are we gonna do? Oh wait, where's the Shure at? But I have another solution though. We'll just plug the Shure in instead. And you can just hold it if you want to do that. I feel like that's a pretty good solution, right? Hold on, chat. We're audio debugging right now. We're hooking up the other mic. Couldn't find it anywhere. Just didn't exist. Oh, I need one more of these cables. I think it's like right there on the green screen. Can you grab it? I don't know. You take this. But I need that other XLR cable that's behind the green screen right there. There's like one more. Here, I'll hold it.
Alright, bro, where?
It's like right there on the floor. Should be. That's where I sat. Like all the yeah. That's it. Did you guys like that music though? Put the mic in between you two. This mic still would not hear us very well. Here, hold this. It's very like you got to look like right into this mic. Look, if I like talking to the side of this mic, it can't hear me very well. You got to talk like straight into it. Okay. This is gonna plug in to here. Okay. And then if I turn that up a little bit, talk.
Hello?
Yeah, you're super loud though. Talk again.
Hello?
Okay, wait. I think we're pretty good there.
Can you hold this? I gotta get my head.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, wait, hold on.
Ronnie might. Oh, okay.
Level. Okay, good. The phantom power's on. Wait. Just talk into it normally. I'm gonna balance.
Hello?
I'm gonna audio technician
Test,
this.
1, 2.
One more time.
Fat ass dumpy.
Okay. Well, just normal.
Big nut.
That's pretty good. Processing.
Balls.
Yeah, there we go. I think you're good now. You should be completely good now. There we go.
All right,
Boom.
we good?
Okay, mods. It's officially time. We're officially ready.
All right, let's get it. Do I sound good, guys?
You sound good.
Let me know. Press
kind of scuffed. You got to hold the mic. Oh, you want this?
Yeah,
Just put it on there. Wait. Okay. Wait.
The scaling triangle.
Oh. Wait. I have to click the button to show it on the stream. Oops.
The scaling triangle.
The scaling triangle, huh? It's a little quiet. Hold on. I'm gonna turn it up.
Damn, bro. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Oh, the scaling triangle.
Yeah, this is getting weird.
Oh, the scaling triangle. Oh, the scaling triangle. Fuck me, scaling triangle.
Bro, what the fuck was that, yo?
Yeah.
How do I get this on here?
Oh my gosh, give me that.
I'm struggling.
I can tell you're clearly struggling over there.
Turn your light.
Baba Booey. This nigga really think he's Bruce Lee.
Babooey. How long is this clip? Oh my gosh. That's one.
Well, that part was too funny.
That part was juicy.
That part was too funny, bro.
Here you go.
I can't see shit because there's fucking gender reveal next to the rope.
Wait, I need to edit this.
Boy.
It's a boy.
Dude, chat, listen. It was funny because it was just a big ass fart, dog.
Oh wait, I
You
kind of.
fucked this.
Yeah, I did. I really did though.
That's Ann. That's Amfrost.
That's Amfrost. That is this. Why is this media share clip so loud?
I don't know.
I'm adding another text.
Damn, I look good. Fuck. You thought that was funny.
Nope.
Bro, you thought that was hilarious. 18 naked cowboys.
18 naked cowboys in the
We're
showers.
in the showers
that
ready to be
ran.
sucked. I know that one, bro.
I'm
Can't
good.
Get me with that. That's
I'm
Ram
good on
Range,
that.
baby.
That Ram Ranch did not take me out. Happy birthday, Samuel. Epic happy birthday song.
Hey, your name's Sam.
It is.
That's crazy.
That was my name, after all.
It's a big ass mic.
They both kind of are. Is that more comfortable now that it's on that stand?
Yeah, no, I'm chilling.
You could sit it on the desk.
I could.
This is a certified hood classic.
Bro, that was gross.
That's nasty, honestly.
That was gross, bro.
That was just nasty. I'm being honest. That was just pretty nasty.
Did I do that?
You'd kick a soccer ball at a baby?
Like, what the
pretty
fuck's
messed
the
up.
baby gonna do? He's not gonna fight me.
I feel like having the titles on these is kind of ruining the punchline every once in a while.
Poggers.
Poggers.
Fucking.
What is
Among
happening?
Us.
What's happening?
Oh wait,
right
this
now?
is Fall Guys.
Oh yeah,
Not Among Us.
that was not Among Us at all.
I thought that was Among Us.
Oh, man, where are the people?
We killed them and ate their livers. Gotcha, didn't I?
Yeah, you got me. You got me.
He got me good. He got me good.
That was a yeah. That was a good one.
I'm gonna move the overlay a little bit.
Among Us. Dude, that dog went.
The dog went flying. I feel like that's better. What do you think?
Well, that's a fucking piece of bread. That was crazy.
That was bread. I saw that.
That was wild.
Is that better? I think that was better.
That was
A
good.
powerful rat named Charles Entertainment Cheese.
It's the lore behind Chuck E. Cheese. Did you know about that?
They call that dude Chuck.
They call him Chuck.
I love how you are able to show your raw emotions on stream without caring about what anyone thinks about you.
Me too.
Yes, I like it raw. I don't put
Whoa!
anyone, bitch. Raw all night.
Mm.
Let's go. Let's show our emotion.
I don't think they were talking about Lady Gaga.
I wish that
I don't,
more of that clip had been shared. Honest, I'm being honest.
I don't think.
Ilsa. Mr. Minecraft.
He made Minecraft. Did you know that?
He did.
That's crazy.
That clip was way funnier with context.
Is jellyfish a herb?
What?
What? No, it's a jellyfish.
Listen. Here's what I want you to do. Tomorrow, I want you to go on all. No, listen. I want you to go on all fours.
Whoa!
On every single one. All right.
He's about to give him the diamond block.
Was that real?
Big long.
Was that
diamond.
real? That was real. That sounded real.
Do something, cat.
It didn't do anything.
Did not do anything.
I thought it was about
Can
to shit
confirm
itself,
it
dude.
did not do
swear on
anything.
it.
Nice.
Come on, guys.
Twitch chat is not funny. That's
Am I
just
pregnant? Am I pregnant? Am I pargant? Am I gregnant? Am I pegnate?
Have you seen this
Help?
before?
Is there a
Yeah, I've seen
possibility
this.
that I'm pegrant? Am I pregnant or am I okay?
I'm
Could I be
Gengar, like the
pregnonate? How do I-
Pokemon.
That video.
What
is,
if you were pregnant?
That video is so funny.
Bro, if you were...
That video is so funny. Nice. 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 Do it. Yes. Nice. Everybody's clapping for him. That was a nasty cough.
You gotta get Sam, dude.
What you doing?
I feel I'm almost want a pity laugh for chat because they're just not that funny. Nice doggo. Oh.
Hey!
Is that
Damn,
dog?
that dog is fucking dead, yo.
Is that dog alright?
No, that dog is dead.
No, you don't think that dog's alright? Don't you
No,
laugh?
that dog's dead. Bro, you're sussy.
Who?
You, bro.
You're sussy.
You're the imposter.
What does sussy mean?
Stop putting lava on
That
it!
was literally you.
What do you mean it was me? I'm sitting here holding a fucking red wine.
Dude,
Whoa! What the fucking muffin was that bullshit? What the hell?
Was that real?
Dude, Bad called Skepta
That wasn't
a
real.
fuck.
Bad wouldn't have said that.
Bro,
Bad doesn't even know what that word is.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by,
Bro, you laugh, bro. You laugh.
Give me one for that. That was so funny. I'm willing to laugh at that one. That one was so funny. Oh, I just messed everything up.
I'm a champion, baby. Farts are so funny. I love farting. It's when you get like that big long one and then you don't expect.
Tommy in it. Tommy Mars, ladies and gentlemen. Tommy Mars, look at him. Popping off, simply. So bright. On us. That's what I like. That's what I like.
What the fuck was that?
You haven't seen that before?
When my mum asked me what I was doing tonight, and I say I was participating in Cummy Squad with a 23-year-old man, how do you think she'll feel about that? Is she still gonna let me?
Probably not very good.
Yeah.
Probably not very good.
Right.
It's true.
What?
Run. Run.
Damn, he just let one rip, bro.
Mm.
He let
That was
one
a mouth
fucking
fart.
rip.
I don't date women, my friend.
Okay.
And that's
Tom-
okay.
Tommy in it. Don't date women.
Run.
This must have been the run.
Run.
Is Zach okay?
This is edited for sure, right? It's like returning to where he was. Run. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. No.
Is this gonna kill me? Let's
What's
find
the
out.
situation?
Yo, that shit's on fire.
Is that a laugh?
That's the situation.
No.
Let's get out of here.
That's
not a laugh?
That's not a laugh. That's like my little noises.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
That's like a boomer noise.
Okay.
Why
Killing it.
that clown kinda?
Why is that clown killing it?
Why that clown kinda? That clown can hit my line any day.
Killing that song.
Results in as little as 12 hours.
What are we looking at here?
What the fuck is that shit?
Reporting mishap? Nope. So let's be clear.
What? I am confused by what we just watched there.
Hamster.
Nice. You almost laughing at that
That's
almost
a
made me
fucking
laugh.
hamster, dog.
You almost laughing at that almost made me laugh.
Yo, Spunky, what are you doing, dog? You sniffing ass?
That's not funny.
Move your head.
That's not funny. It's not funny.
Wegboard. Is that how you spell the evil game thing?
Well, Wegboard.
Wegboard.
Mm.
Luigi board?
Luigi.
Board? Making a
Luigi.
Luigi board? Have you played the Luigi board? Can you burn a Luigi board? What is a Luigi board? My friends did a Luigi board and it mentioned me. How do Luigi boards work? Are Luigi
Mario.
boards dangerous if you ask something about
Dangerous?
ghosts? What's up with the Luigi board game? Is it creepy or what? Is it possible to die for playing this game? Oh.
Oh fuck!
That's a laugh. That's a laugh for sure.
How did I laugh at that,
More
bro?
like buck
Dude,
cute.
I think
Okay,
I think I laughed at it because it was like
That's
that
not
little like
me.
moan that
No,
they
I'm-
did on the end.
I feel like I'm way ahead right now.
No.
I can't believe you laughed at that. That wasn't that nearly that funny.
You got pecs for days. You got pecs for days. That's why.
Bad's never said this to me, and I'm disappointed about that.
Holy muffins. It all makes sense now.
Is anyone else picking up that bad like
Thinks that
he thinks a lot of things that
he thinks that
you know,
Quackity's got pecs for days.
I feel like Bad's been thinking a lot of things lately. You know what I mean? Like
Sometimes you just be thinking, what happened to the thing?
I don't know.
There it goes. I had some moisture in it.
Bro, you laughed, bro.
I was trying to make you laugh, made me laugh. That's not fair at all.
Bro, you fucked up.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be the fastest you laugh you lose ever. We've both lost 2 lives already. Okay, we gotta get serious now.
I'm having chest pain.
He's having chest pain. You pushed the button.
For free information about life, call 1-800-87.
He's fucking dead. He's fucking dead.
Yo, that is messed up.
What kind of burger?
Get a whopper. Get a whopper, fella.
I want to know. I really want to know.
Did you get a whopper?
I have no idea what that means.
Did he get one?
I have no idea.
I feel like my nose is trying to run. Like bleed, maybe. You ever had one of them?
You have to write us.
What?
You have to write me.
Your nose tries to.
I'm.
Was he about to ride him? Is that why it cut?
What's bad doing?
Let's go lesbian.
Hey guys, LGBTQ is top shout.
Can you say lesbian rights? I will say it.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yes.
Cool. I like that. That was a good one.
Everyone here is valid. Just a simple fact of life.
Fuck. Amen.
It's a saying. Yesterday is yesterday, tomorrow is tomorrow, but today is today.
How dare you disrespect Oogway like that by editing the clip?
That was Oogway.
George, give me my disc. George, if you get the same disc again,
that was Oogway.
Hamster.
The hamster didn't do it for you that time?
No, that was Oogway. Aw, it's a cat.
This is so wholesome. That was extremely wholesome. I'm here for that.
I go first?
You go first.
All right.
You said you were gonna beat me at chess.
Yeah, no. I know. No, watch. G4. Get the bishop.
What
out.
a
I'm just
horrible
gonna play
move.
Simple chess. I'm just putting my pawn in the center of the board. Nothing
Okay.
secret.
I move my. She's not gonna see this fucking color.
She's gonna do the bishop move. He lost. Or the queen move. Yeah, he lost. That is schlatt. Oh.
I don't understand chess, so this shit don't make
That's
sense.
like lesson 1 on chess.com. Basically, is like if you can get your opponent to move those pawns in either order into that shape, and you moved your one pawn, you win. Like there's nothing you can do.
That fucking hamster just died.
I think so.
Did you see that?
I didn't. I didn't see it die. Thank goodness. It's a hat. Anything's a hat if you're brave enough.
It's funny for me.
Hat.
Just hats. Everything's a hat.
Why are they semi? Oh, because that hamster fucking died. I'm cool, calm, and collected.
The fact that it says trap music in the middle is what's funny about it.
No, that was good. I like that.
That was a banger song. I can
That was,
already
that
tell.
was good. That was good.
I can just tell.
I know it's been tough since Mom left.
This is.
Then I want to give you something.
This seems sad.
Hold out your hand.
Oh no. This is not going to be funny. What is that? What is that?
Raisins.
They're a wonderful snack. They're so good.
That's messed up.
You love raisins.
Oh, have you seen that?
No.
Where Travis Scott fell off of the stage while still being
Oh, yeah, I
auto-tuned?
have seen that.
That is messed up with the raisin thing, though.
I'm wearing a Travis Scott beanie.
Yeah, I know. That's why
Is
I
that
figured.
why you donated that?
That's why
person?
I figured you would have seen it.
Yeah, I have. It was a while ago now.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh my god.
is that like an adult?
That's not a.
That's a grown man demolishing these children in Smash. Well, wait, look at the Smash thing at the bottom. It's like grown man versus like small
Oh,
children.
no.
He used this special move.
Damn.
The stiff arm, but with light.
Well, this is pure content. What do you think about this?
That is so funny. I don't care what anyone says. That is so funny.
Samson, come here. What's he doing?
Oh, am I interrupting something? Oh, my bad. My bad. Oh, my. Okay, yeah, never mind.
What's
he doing? Chat.
Whoa.
What's happening?
Yo, what's going on here? What is... Yo! Y'all about to have a moment? You want to tell me? You want to tell me
Can
something?
I help you?
What you want to tell me?
You checking out my butt? What's going on?
What do you want to tell me?
Nothing. This is none of your business.
Yo, Mom, I'm scared. Mom, I'm scared.
What's going on here?
That was funny.
What was happening in that
What do you
clip?
mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
What do you? I won't laugh. Fuck you, bro. Fuck you.
That is not fair.
Let's go.
You can't do it to me and then debate me into laughing like that. That is not fair. Okay, I gotta get serious. Okay, serious time. It's serious time.
I'm clean with it.
I'm getting serious now. I'm not gonna laugh anymore. I'm just gonna bite my tongue and not laugh. I know that hurt.
Yeah. That guy a hot dog?
Yeah.
Lobster.
I'm crabby. And you want to know why? Because I have crabs.
You're laughing, bro. Nah.
That was not a laugh. I will admit when it was a laugh. That was not a laugh. No way it's gonna run back on the repeat.
Yeah. I'm crabby. And you want to know why? Because I
he
have
has crabs.
That's
That is just not funny. That is just not funny.
Dude, they're saying it's a laugh.
No, they're
dude.
not. They're saying that wasn't a laugh. They're saying that wasn't a laugh. That was not a laugh.
Yeah. I'm crabby. And you want to know why? Because I have crabs. That's
Is it funnier the third time, Sam? Is it funnier?
Right, where's Steve?
I'm good.
Hey guys, it's me. It's me, Steve.
Oh, hey, Steve!
Hey, Steve.
Hi! Hey, Steve! What are you doing
Hey,
in there?
Steve.
I got mugged.
What was that?
Mugged. I got mugged. A mugger mugged me.
A mugger mugged you? Sorry about doing that. I wanted money from you. This guy mugged you?
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt.
The skinny little guy mugged you?
He's a lot stronger than he looks.
I am not that strong.
Give me a break. It was scary.
All right, suspect one.
You ready to get mugged by a skinny guy? Oh, man, Steve.
He said it very threatening.
Number two.
You ready to get mugged by a skinny guy? Why didn't you run away, Steve?
I did.
Why didn't you run away, Steve?
I'm not fast.
They're saying, okay, everyone's rioting. I'm taking away a life.
You ready to get mugged by a skinny guy?
If I lose, the stream ends.
Money, Steve. Oh,
What?
He didn't have any money. It was a total waste of a mug.
Oh my god, you can't even get mugged right.
Shut up, Kevin.
Number four.
You ready to get mugged by a skinny guy?
He kind of got into that. at
He
the
was
end. Did you
mugging.
see that?
Yeah, he was a mugger.
I don't want to jump down there.
Oh,
Last time I went,
Is this Dream?
It didn't work out. For me.
I know what this is.
That's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny.
It was pretty funny.
Oh, the poll says no.
Oh, the poll said no? Okay, I'll get my life back.
There you go.
Nice. Nice.
Got you. I got you.
Oh, my eye was watering. 'Cause I was... What does that say? Travis Scott falling off the
Astro.
stage while in auto-tune.
Astro.
Stick with a smile for hours at a time. Stare at his nutsack while I hold back my come tonight.
I cannot believe someone made that.
Proper British dishes, part 35. Pretzels on fucking fire. This was a wartime delicacy when families needed to simultaneously feed their children and heat their homes.
Efficient.
This is actually under your budget.
Yeah, and when you move in, Geico could help you save on renter's insurance.
George.
The walls.
Yo, what the DNF is this?
Oh my god.
Yeah, shall we move on to the next one?
Killing me. Yes.
Geico. It's easy to switch and save on homeowners and renters
It's
insurance.
easy. It's easy to switch and save. They were playing Manhunt. You didn't hear the
Like one-on-one or what?
I guess. I don't know. Meow. Okay.
Among Us.
I won't laugh.
That is so funny.
I will not.
It's not really fair though
laugh.
because chat really knows what makes me laugh. Like I've talked about what makes me laugh so many times.
Gave me his digits. Yeah.
And I did it.
I'm gonna take off my clothes.
What?
Every single piece.
Let's do it in front of George.
Let's do it in front of George.
What? What?
Yeah.
Chat, Apple Tech is spamming the link for media share if you want to send in a media share to try and make us laugh.
Yo, what is this?
A gate, you dumb bitch.
Oh, okay.
God, I hate my life.
I love my life.
Fuck off.
That's true. That's pretty true. That's pretty true. I mean, that's true.
I don't know what
That music was so misleading. I thought something epic was about to happen.
I had no idea what it would be like to live with someone who hates you. But that was before I discovered owning cats. For the small price of scooping turds out of a litter box, you can live with a creature who occasionally tolerates you. Plus, with cats, there's no longer any need to buy expensive furs because everything you wear will now be covered in cat hair. And with cats, you can throw out your old alarm clock because you will now be conveniently woken up at 2 a.m. by meowing and or vomiting. Try cats today because if no people will tolerate you, buy something that's gonna have to.
I'm chilling.
That was not a good ad.
Be funny.
I'll go get the drink.
George fell.
Nope.
That was
I won't laugh. I will win.
Well, go get the drinks. Kills myself.
What the fuck?
Be funnier, chat.
Man, I'm finna whip this hoe.
Okay, dude, that was funny.
That was so funny. It was so like on beat with what it had been before as well. It was like
At first I was like,
oh, this isn't funny, and then that car showed up, and then I realized what the car was doing.
You ain't gotta worry, girl. I won't kidnap you. You mad ugly.
That is messed up. That is messed up. He said you mad ugly.
Oh, you wanna fight? You wanna fight? Don't fuck come at me. Don't. Oh.
So I thought.
Boom.
So I thought. I didn't have to raise my own hand.
He
just smacked himself. He got scared.
Hey, yo, come wall and res me. Come wall and res me.
You're so call me daddy first and I'll res you. I'm not resing you if you don't.
No.
All right, you're not getting res.
All right, you're gonna res me unless you wanna lose.
He has to call me daddy first. He has to call me daddy first. I'm not
I
resing.
won't do it, dude. I'm fucking. I don't care. All right, daddy.
Who's daddy? Who's daddy?
Fucking raise me.
Who's
cunt,
daddy?
now.
Who's daddy? Who's daddy? You have to I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Okay, you're daddy. Res me, you stupid moron. Yeah, just kidding.
No, you didn't know. You're getting it back. No takebacks.
One said that I was daddy last night.
That was a pretty good. No, he did not.
Yeah, he did. He texted me.
Lie.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
No, it's mine.
Damn, can you
That's
try
what I
and
thought.
get food?
What do you want me to do? You want me to just poop out bread right now,
No,
Bab?
I'm saying
Let me show you a magic trick. For my next trick, I shall make bread appear out of my. That's what I'm gonna.
Out of your what? Out of your what?
Oh yeah,
no,
you
say it.
haven't seen the new Manhunt.
Say it.
No, I gotta be in a specific mood. I was very, very, very mad whenever that was going down.
Yeah, okay.
Because I had just died because George and Bad were not
But
building up to
sometimes
save me.
More unexpected sounds grab our attention.
It's you.
Like this desert rain frog. Squeaking viral sensation.
What's he saying? Can you translate for me?
Said you a bitch.
11 million hits and counting.
That's crazy.
It sounds like a dog toy.
Sounds like a
But
dog
actually,
toy.
This is the sonorous war cry
It's a war cry.
of a very angry frog.
He's about to do battle. Very angry frog. He's a mad frog.
Ferocious.
Everyone look out. That frog's gonna go crazy. Someone's gonna get hurt. And it's not gonna be the frog.
Potato!
Potato. I don't get that. What was funny about that?
It's because it's Bad Boy Halo. Muffin.
Oh.
Potato.
Somebody once told me the world.
That guy might have died. Honestly.
That guy's fine.
Hey, bro. What? Oh my God!
I don't remember the context of that.
Yeah, that's like a.
I feel like
that's a meme,
with
but I
context,
forgot.
that would be hilarious.
Nah, not gonna make me laugh. I'm fine. Not funny. Didn't laugh.
Oh, well, no, actually, you can see.
You are really, you just.
Do you see what I mean?
What are the odds of that?
Not funny. Didn't laugh.
Do you understand?
What are the odds of that, though? I'd love to know.
That's pretty good. That's pretty, yeah.
It's pretty low.
That's like. It's a banger.
The title of this is Rickroll, but with different link. It's sad that people recognize the Rickroll like link now. That's sad. If you think about it.
Nice.
Nice. That's a good bite.
Nice.
That's a good bite.
Still love you.
Okay.
That also made you laugh.
Okay.
That wasn't bad. Chat.
Okay.
You are not being very funny right now.
Like, yeah, I like boobs.
Not funny.
Amen. Fills of Minecraft. Amen. Share to media share. Try and make us laugh. I think the mods are waiting for the queue to fill up a little bit more.
I can't go over, Tommy.
What the fuck? What have you done, Tommy? Which button is it? Which button?
You're trying to break him out. What are you doing?
That's facts. I'm just going to say that's facts.
True. I don't even know what it was.
Mods are spamming the link in the chat. You can send in videos.
I wish I was Drake Bell. You're the boss.
Wait, what is that?
I have no idea what happened. I don't. Who's Drake Bell?
Found my new bae. Oh no way, that's what I was gonna say. Oh that's tight, dude, you gotta meet her. My girl too, she's a Minecraft creeper. Holy shit, I think we fell for the same chick. That's impossible.
Hate it when that happens.
Who she gon' pick? Should we battle like Liam Neeson? Not necessary if we have a threesome. Hey girl, we gotta.
If they have a what?
That took a pretty
Sam,
funny turn.
What's a threesome?
Oh, we're getting rated. We're getting rated, I think.
Here's a step-by-step guide to becoming a fossil. Step 1, die.
Sam, what's a threesome?
Don't worry about it. Cheese. Where's the thing? Are we actually getting rated? Can one of the mods confirm or deny?
Tubbo.
Raid.
You're
gonna die first? That's
I'm dying straight.
Tubbo, thank you. We're doing you laugh, you lose. Chat is not funny though.
Chat is not funny.
Chat is not funny. We've only each laughed once.
Hey, Tubbo.
Hey,
yo.
And can I also have a small blue?
Tubbo, I don't think you say "hey up." I don't think you do.
That's
but
Jack.
if
that
you
says
did,
A up.
yeah, I know. But maybe Tubbo like took up after Jack.
Did we actually?
They've been
where's
hanging
my
out.
activity feed?
I don't know.
It's really just gone off and disappeared, hasn't it? I kissed a girl and I liked it.
That was a fucking dog.
Yeah, I mean, stuff happens.
What do you mean stuff happens?
I'm just trying to make you laugh.
Have you made out with a dog?
No? Did I say that I had? I think they lied about the raid. Oh well. Thank you, everyone. We're doing You Laugh, You Lose. Mods have sent the link in the chat. You can find the link in the chat. Actually, I'm going to leave it like that. It's kind of easier to see, isn't it? You donate there and you can provide a YouTube link. We're playing for 100 gifted subs. Whoever loses has to give the other one 100 subs. That's the dealio. An unofficial Tubbo. I see. Welcome all of you from Tubbo.
Hi, Tubbo viewers.
Hello, Tubbo peoples. Hope the Tubbo stream was good. Late night Tubbo streams. Always a vibe. I think the mods are waiting for the queue.
Watch you.
You did. Tubbo said, come try and make me laugh.
It's an Indian butter, and it's the only thing I have in my fridge.
Mm.
Mark yourself safe on Facebook, even though you're nowhere near the emergency. Yeah! Take one 40-minute tango class. Be the worst in that tango class. Now teach every first date from here on out how to tango.
Tango.
Nice. Now walk home with radishes. Have the greens poking out. Stand tall and look mindful. Even though you're addicted to porn. Come on. Now close your eyes.
This is weird.
The beat to it's kind of nice though.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Fair enough.
It's a little...
Fair enough.
Interesting.
Fair enough.
You just got coconut mauled.
Coconut mauled,
Share this
baby.
with all your friends to totally
Coconut mauled them.
Yeah.
You just got coconut mauled. How do you feel about that? These are average Twitch memes right here.
Come on,
Coconut
guys.
mauling
Come
people.
on. Be funnier.
There's the link
you
in
can do
chat.
this.
If you're from the Tubbos,
Resident.
if you're the people of the Tubbos, viewers who have come,
Bro, I'm about to fall.
there's the link. You can send in the
I'm gonna
media
fall
share.
asleep.
Try and make us laugh.
Come on. Laugh.
Your contact lenses just arrived.
1-800-CONTACTS.
You can't have my brand. I have special eyes. Look with your special eyes.
My brand.
Nice. That seemed like an ad, didn't it?
Ooh, spider spawner. All right, we're going to deal with it this episode. We're going to deal with it. We're going to face our fears. As scared as we are of it, it's more scared of us than it is of... It's more scared of us than we are of it. Oh, fuck!
That did not seem like it was going to end well, did it?
No, that one was very close.
There's nothing to wear. Did you guys hear that?
That was real.
I'm scared. I don't know what was that, guys, and I didn't do that. I'm scared.
Or she shit her pants.
That was a nasty one
Dude.
for sure. That had some moisture in it.
That was gross.
Freestyle dance teacher. That's what I like to see.
She okay?
You haven't seen that before? She just be.
Nah.
It's the freestyle dance instructor.
Hey, it's Hershey.
Hey,
we
Hershey.
already got our first exciting fan letter.
Yay!
Let's see what it
Who's
says.
it from?
It's from Forrest. Hi, Forrest.
Hi.
You suggested that we should delete our account on July 17th, 2021.
Oh, wait.
Well, Forrest,
Actually,
I have a
Tubbo did raid us, but he
suggestion
wasn't
for you.
logged in.
on July 17th,
Apparently, it was a Tubbo
2021,
raid, but he wasn't logged in.
I suggest
Thank you,
start
Tubbo.
running.
You're amazing.
Thank you,
Also,
Tubbo.
chat, the mods are asking me to tell you all they cannot accept age-restricted videos. It will not let them accept age-restricted videos, so don't send age-restricted videos.
Can we get like a few loud equals funny? I'm really stupid, so like that really gets me.
It is true. Yes, Goggy.
That was pretty
Nice.
Good. That was pretty good.
Nice. That was pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
Callahan is cracked at Bed Wars. True
Pretty
story.
good.
We'll now begin the push-up section. Ready?
Would you ride that?
Yeah.
Down.
No.
Oh my gosh, what?
Would you ride that?
Nah, never mind. I would never ride that.
Smell my breath. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that because guess what?
What is wrong?
I have the same cats of
What the fuck was that?
That sounded real weird.
That sounded like.
How's the fishing? Just wait. How they bring it in?
I love this video.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that.
You haven't seen that? That is
No,
one
I
of the,
don't think
that's
so.
one of the funniest videos to grace the internet ever. What's about to happen here?
Me looking for a snack at 3 a.m.
Does he have a oh, he's got eggs.
Is that drugs? Is that drugs?
I don't know.
I've never done drugs.
I don't know what that was.
So I don't know.
Oh my god! They're playing My Chemical Romance! Nicole, you know I'm scared of emos!
That guy is so funny. Have you ever seen that guy?
No, but I can't believe you are an avid watcher of that guy.
I know that. Purple.
Is that
showed
Jack
me him.
Black?
Purple showed me him.
Jack Black is so funny.
Babies are cute.
Babies be laughing at funny things.
How do you get a baby?
It's a pretty big commitment you're thinking about making right there.
I know, but like
You gotta put it in the oven for like 8 months.
you gotta
9
put
months.
it. What?
That's what they call it.
Dude, if I had a kid,
Gotta whip
imagine
that
how
up.
much stream I could.
Infinite stream content,
Dude,
though.
that's infinite. Dude, I'm about to have a kid.
Teaching my baby to talk on
Teaching
stream.
my baby how to be a
Teaching
fucking
my
human.
baby how to pog champ on stream.
I'm gonna get a kid.
Is this what you want?
Not like steal it, but like make one.
Is he holding a metal rod up in a lightning storm? That guy may no longer be with us.
Right. Oh. Yeah.
I had to not watch. If I had watched, I would have probably laughed. That was that
Damn,
clip
that's
is so
cheating,
funny.
bro.
That's not cheating.
cheating.
It was more like, ooh, I know it's coming. Yo, that's you.
Fuck you, bro.
That was you. How'd they get that video of you in the studio?
Nim's longest recorded sentence was, "Give orange me, give eat orange me, eat orange, give me eat orange, give me you."
Right.
He wanted that orange.
Bounding over.
Bro, that guy literally did that live.
On national television.
Whoa, this is so clean.
Take my big fat hands, yeah!
Yo, wait, who donated? Wait, that's so clean. Whoever did that animation, that was good.
We could have seen who donated it in the queue.
That was good. I've never seen that. That was me.
That was you, yeah. That was your voice.
Help me. Pubes so foul they're making me sick. They made me hard.
Oh, have you seen this? This is a story that an AI wrote. Like an AI wrote that story.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's so funny, some of the stories that they write. That was pretty good. I did not see that coming.
I won't laugh.
I'm going to the top. I'll see you guys with all the loot.
I'm going to the top over this way. Look, there's a staircase
Oh my gosh,
built in.
wait, that's actually
I think I found a tower one of you guys made.
Ka-chow, he says.
Look how fast I am. How much faster am I?
You haven't watched a new Manhunt. That's not funny to you. Gotcha. That was taken so out of context.
Today I want to show y'all how this dog, he minds so good. I want to show you something. Get that ball over
This
here,
video
dog.
is so funny. Have you seen this?
Let's get your dog. Let's get your ball and play with it.
Have you seen this?
No.
I ain't got
Get
no
ready.
ball. Where he done playing over here. There you go. That's what I want y'all to see how good he mind me. Come on, bring the ball back, boy. Come on, bring it on.
This
right.
is
You see,
not
he
being.
working
He's
his
not
way
being
over this
ironic,
way.
by the way.
Bring the ball back, boy. Bring it on back, son. There you go. Joby, I'm over here, boy. Hey,
He's
boy.
genuinely trying to say his dog is really well behaved.
I'm over here. Don't go. You gonna get wet. You gonna get wet. I ain't gonna take you home. Well, come on. He got his damn feet wet now. Shit, dog. Come on over here, Joby. Come on. Let's show him how good you do
Just
now.
wait for it.
Come on, right here to me, boy. Come on, right here. I want you to show him how good you know how to mind me. Come on. I'm waiting on you to throw your ball back to you, boy. Bring it on back. He just studied it right now. Come on, boy. He got to do a little meditating. You know how dogs is and all. They have to think a little bit.
That dog is so
Ponder the whole
shitly trained.
situation,
It's
'cause
insane.
Oh, Joby, what you doing, dog?
Oh,
Joby,
no.
that's the nastiest thing I ever seen you do. Bring your ball. This shit gonna get on your ball. Bring it on back. Oh, boy. No, you making a mess. Oh, good night. Dog, crank that car up, girl. Crank that car. Get me out of here. I ain't taking that over. Shit,
That dog. Damn.
That is so funny. That is one of the funniest videos ever on the internet.
Oh.
I can't believe I haven't seen that before now.
Oh, what the
Thank
fuck
goodness,
was that?
Thank goodness that I have like a noise limiter on. Imagine if that had not been noise limited.
If the show's called Invincible, then why can I see it?
What? What? That was just
I'm lost.
confusing. Circle. Inoffensive. Oh, that was just like a teaser trailer.
For what?
I don't know. The music was jamming.
Here's my brother Luigi now to tell you a whole heap of a spaghetti pile of information.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
I'm feeling pretty steady now. I don't think they've got it in. I don't think they've got it in
I can laugh
anymore.
anymore.
The dog one is the one that should have got me. The one of the dog
Didn't
pooping
see
right
you
on its
there.
ball.
Me and my buddy here have been expecting you. My sticky buddy, Sully here with the... Oh, excuse me, I've got some pussy hair on me. Check that shit out. It's a sticky roller designed to
No
clean
way
up
that's
any
real.
mess.
What
Poodles,
is
pussies,
pussy
people,
mean?
You name it. Use it as a
Cat.
back scratcher. You can
Oh.
rinse it off, dry
Use
it
it as
off,
a back
jerk it
scratcher.
off. I don't
Then why
care
would you
what
call a
do
cat a
with it
pussy?
or where the hair even came from.
What?
Silks,
Why wouldn't you just call it a cat?
swag.
I don't know.
Ladies,
I don't know why. I do not know why.
I found some wild glizzies.
Oh no!
Do you know how like compressed those are too?
Yeah, that's.
That,
yeah.
I think you could like choke from doing that like pretty easily.
Toothless, kind of hot. Who the fuck is that? The dragon from Outer Space. Stop!
You don't like toothless like that?
Do you?
I didn't say I did. I'm just asking if you
no,
don't.
I
sounds
don't.
like you don't. So I just
don't
wanted to.
like
I wanted you to
toothless
have
like
a
that.
chance to confirm that you did not
don't-
like toothless,
I don't
toothless like that.
Do you?
No, I didn't say I did, but I was.
Chaos. There is also opportunity.
True.
All warfare is based.
On deception. I got you. I finished it.
No. Why is your chat saying that, dude?
The dragon?
Nah.
I
on, chat.
I wanted to give you a chance to confirm.
Be funny.
Get your keys.
Oh my gosh, I've seen these people on TikTok. They're pretty funny.
You got a piece of cutter. John's a fucking perfect.
I am unbreakable. I will never laugh again. I am fine.
Did he hit the transformer on that power line?
I don't know.
That is not good if he did.
My Lamanberg, Phil.
Phil killed him at the end.
Chat. Come on.
Phil killed him at the end.
Come on.
Did you know that? The squishy fart. Thank God I just made it to the bathroom fart. The next one looked funnier. It said the oh no 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 fart.
That dog is shitting.
What the hell?
Oh, damn!
Oh, that's not even funny. That's just nasty.
That was gross.
Oh, it must have smelled bad. Man, it's dribbling, Mjolnir. What a dunk.
That was clean.
That was crazy.
That was clean.
Girl, guess what they got, girl? Guess what? Le face 5 years.
Why'd you find that funny? You just find that kind of stuff funny?
It's just not how you say
Hi,
lifesavers.
my name is Carla
That's
Shaw.
true. She looks like a
You can
murderer.
stop at 5 or 6 stores or just
one.
I don't need friends. They disappoint me.
Hi, I'm Todd LaRue. You could stop at 5 or 6 stores, or just.
Holy fuck!
I feel like a deer.
Ah! I can do this! I'm a
Honey,
big
you've got a
fucking
big storm
buff-ass
Big
frog,
storm
bro.
coming. Big storm
You
coming.
can stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one.
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores or
Just one.
just one. Can I ask you kind of a weird question?
Please do.
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores.
Or just one.
Or just one.
I am the queen of the universe. The
Mm.
waves part, and they engulf me, and the water is warm.
The water is warm.
What was that?
Or just one.
I can see the Statue of Liberty from here.
Watch out.
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one. I can't stand it when she touches me.
People say,
Yo.
"That time heals."
Or just one.
Or just one.
You could stop at several stores. Didn't we see this?
Yeah. This is just cool.
Honestly, the editing is not that bad in that. I've seen way worse.
Yeah.
Or just one.
It's a frog.
It was a frog. True story.
Jesus, can you pass me a bottle of water? On water coming up. Jesus, you Jesus!
That was Bo Burnham. He's got a Netflix thing. I want to watch that still.
Oh, wow. Oh. What? Water cave. You're the reason why I couldn't have my cow.
Nice. Nice. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen it.
That is such a funny video. The full video is so much funnier.
Oh my gosh, keep doing it.
He is so fine.
Oh, he is
so fine.
good looking.
He is so fine. He has
Damn,
no
bro.
right being that fine.
Can we get a replay on
Puns is
that?
spamming no in the chat.
What? Can we get a replay on that?
Puns has no right being that fine. Man woke up looking that
Bro,
fine.
he is looking good as fuck
I don't even know what video's going on. I'm still thinking about puns.
Yeah, me too. That thing is singing. That thing is really singing.
You think I can hit that note? Oh, you crushed that.
I kind of crushed that. I could do that.
This isn't that funny to me. Is this funny to you?
Nah.
It's not that funny to me either.
Oh, we're still streaming?
That
Damn,
was a
bro, I'm
nice,
falling asleep.
hit that nice note right
Falling
there.
asleep right now. What's going on, dude?
Oh, I keep moving so I can read the titles, and then I keep moving back. Their mohawks clapped. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did.
That wasn't funny to you?
No.
How is this so long? Come on. You know it's funny.
I'm a problem. The longer it was going on, the more I was like, damn.
Scoot back a little bit. You're unfocusing the camera. Look at me and then look at you. I'm out of focus. Just slide back. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's because I'm like leaning back in the chair and I'm also scooted back.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to read the titles though.
Margaret Thatcher's dead.
Rest in peace.
Rip.
Rest in peace.
Ding dong, the wicked bitch is dead.
That sounds
That's kind of mean.
kind of disrespectful to the dead.
That was kind of mean.
She's dead, you know. It's not nice to say things like that.
07.
Wow.
What
That
the
was
fuck was that?
I don't know. Without the music, that could have been like a. I can't read that. Sam checking cameras. Checking the cameras.
Dream vented.
What was that? I didn't see the end of it. Who was that? Was that Dream? Go quackity, go quackity, oh quackity, go quackity, go.
Stop. Stop. Language.
User left your channel.
Language. Stop it.
Buddy left your channel. Wow. That wasn't that funny though.
Yeah, I'm in his bed, I'm sunken on his D. I grab
Official.
the seat 'cause he's nutting on me.
Sus remix. It almost caught me off guard, I'm not gonna lie.
The ball's hardened.
It's just not funny. It's just dumb.
You almost laughed.
It's just dumb. It's not funny.
What's got you so mad today? Me? Yeah. Because everybody wants to run. Everybody wants to run. That's good. Strut that ass. 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 Strut that ass.
This is so ridiculous, it's almost funny.
I don't know how to.
Like why?
Respond to this.
Why is this happening? How did we get to this point in the situation where he was able like this started happening?
That's foolish.
That literally sounded like foolish.
That's literally foolish.
That
as
literally
laugh.
is foolish, yeah.
That's foolish. So, like, what was that?
No idea.
Chat, come on, dude. Come on.
Be funny, chat.
We've been stuck on 2 lives for like 10
I'm
minutes.
feeling good on 2 lives.
Hey! Yo! 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 It's this person again!
Hey.
It's not that funny. It's not that funny.
You're kind of smiling over there a little bit.
No, I'm not.
You're kind of smiling.
You're smiling. You're smiling at your own joke.
Yeah, I know, because I'm funny as fuck.
These fries are
Confidence is key.
fucking busted.
What did he say?
I forget.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, hell nah. I thought it was about to be the. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, then never mind. You wouldn't get that. I thought it was about to be the dog. If you guys know what I'm talking about.
Don't woof. Oh, it feels so good to like stretch my leg.
Damn, bro.
I got my leg on the
your
desk.
leg's kind
This
of
is not a
long.
joke.
I know.
Support systems, I'm scared, but you gotta push yourself outside your comfort zone every day, bro. Let's go.
Damn.
Hate it when that happens. Hate that.
Come on, baby.
That's just a feels bad.
Pablo, no te vayas a morir. Pablo, Pablo. Hostia, hizo muy buen parkour.
Damn.
That was pretty funny.
My name is Chelsea. What's your
Oh, we're
favorite
still
dinner
streaming.
food?
Come on, guys.
Honestly, Twitch chat is
Chat.
just not funny.
What's going on, dude?
Chat is just
did
not
the
funny.
funny monster come and take all the funny away? What's going on?
Don't take risks on treacherous roads, and don't swim in the sea.
Have you seen this?
Don't swim in the sea.
Have you seen this?
Don't swim in the sea.
Have you seen this?
They've been slaughtered in the water.
Both today and yesterday.
Both today and yesterday. Stop it. Yeah, I've seen that. Like 1,000 times probably.
Yeah.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by.
Good thing the ending was
It
in
wasn't.
that.
It wasn't the same as the other.
Yeah,
one.
the ending was in the other one. That's what
Yeah,
made the other one so
other
funny.
was good.
That's what the mask is.
This guy's funny.
Sounds horrible already. Jay just gonna come like that?
I guess.
I'm just fine. When they ask me how I'm doing, I say I'm just
Put
fine.
my cat on the mic.
He's gonna put his cat on the mic.
Smile.
Dude, what are you doing? That's you screaming. Motherfucker, what are you doing? Stop.
Meow. He was literally just screaming as loud as he could.
Of this campaign that you
Hello?
What?
Melania, is there something?
Is that a real moment?
Probably.
What?
What?
Hey, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Just walk outside.
You're a faggot.
Or stay inside.
Whoa.
What was that?
Did it say a bad?
I was totally reading
Did
chat.
it say a bad word?
I wasn't even listening. Did it?
Whoa.
Sorry for a bad word.
Mods? What happened?
Shout out the mods.
Mods, we gotta watch those.
Not actually.
We can't be making those.
I forgive you, mods, but I don't know what it said. What did it say? Was it like
Said a
really bad?
Yeah.
Oh, like not just like a swear word, like a bad
Like a
word.
slur. It
A
was
what?
bad. It was bad. Yeah.
Yikes! Can I get a yikers?
Yo, that was on.
Mods, it's not poggers.
Yo, yeah.
It's okay.
Guys, don't donate shit like that. That's messed up.
Yeah. Also, that's what I was about to say. It's time for me to stand. My watch said so. Yikers!
One way or another.
That really killed the vibe of the you laugh,
that
you
really,
lose.
That really killed my you laugh, you lose.
What? Yikers!
Don't donate that, pissers.
Not pog.
Just call me. Let's get your share. Lowell, the Hammer Stanley, 459.
The hammer.
Pretty sure that guy died actually.
That was, bro. You just want to bring down the mood even more, or what? What are you talking about
I'm
death
just saying,
for?
I'm pretty... Punz is spamming something. What is that?
What did Pun say?
Mod check?
You don't know that
Yikes!
one?
The mods are getting. Oh, I know. It's because it's not animated. That's why I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Why don't you have it set like that?
I do, but you have to be like focused on the window.
No, you don't. You shouldn't.
Yeah. See, now that I'm focused on the window, it's animated.
Mine's usually not like that.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's how mine is.
Oh, shit happens. Okay.
You were gonna steal my horse, admit
No,
it.
I already have a boner horse. I don't need your.
You already
boner
have
horse.
a boner horse?
Yeah.
Language.
What do you
That
mean?
said
Language
it.
yourself. You just said the word boner. Somebody close
Nice.
about it.
Whoa! That was talking about a boner. What's a boner?
That said boner.
Why is that language? What does that mean?
Boner.
Be racist.
I am a building.
You've
Classic.
seen that?
Oh yeah.
That's classic.
That's a I've seen that on Ludwig stream.
I've
They
never
donated
seen
that on
that
my
in my
last
life.
media share. They donated that on my last one too.
Grab my ears while you fuck my butt. Yup.
What's going on here?
What are the odds of that?
Yeah, that's cool, but he ain't like me. LA, you can get a taste. Miami, you can get a taste. Oakland, you can get a taste.
It's just not funny. It's just not. I don't get the humor behind it. That's a big.
Got a special thing going
Is that Maddie B Raps?
Maddie B Raps.
That's the kid.
Bruh.
What's wrong? What's wrong with you? La, 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 la. La, 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 la. What the?
Those videos are just. I mean, that is.
That guy
That's all
is
you
something
guys know,
else.
Okay, it's the one joke that you know, like.
Yeah, nice guys. You're pandering.
It's literally pandering. It's literally pandering. All right, Skepe, relax over there, Skepe. Like all those Skepe posts. Bad sees that diamond colored box and he gets horny. Okay.
Yeah, shut up.
All right, that.
Hans was mad.
Yo,
Hans
why
was
are you so
angry. Man
Pons?
was upset.
Can I
Ugh.
watch Coco Melon on your phone?
Oh my gosh, that's me.
It's literally Boomer.
What is this? Wait, do you hear that?
No, what happened?
That was Jack Manifold. He was watching.
Jack Manifold was there?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yeah, I heard. Oh yeah, did you see that fucking toe? I heard it.
That's you.
That's me.
Do that right now.
I forgot.
That's a shame.
I forgot the moves to that. Damn, I kind of killed this though. I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of killed that. Look at me go. Oh, this is the good old days, dude. Look at this. Oh my goodness. This is when I used to stream at like 4 a.m. every day. Damn, that's an oldie. Shout out to whoever donated that.
Remy, sit. Speak. Fuck! Good boy.
I've seen this.
Turn around, Spider-Man.
Wait, what was there?
Thanks you Filza for having a great community. Would never have met people at the after party and gotten such a lovely internet family who support me.
Aww. Mate.
Drop
hell,
the
dude.
kin list, old man.
Aw. Good animation. Good shit.
Точно тут это было. Стою я вчера, в общем. Сигарету курю, никому не мешаю, и вдруг откуда ни возьмись, такая бешеная машина. Ну, примерно вот так вот. Ну,
Have you seen that full video?
What?
He's doing an interview about another car that literally just did that, and it happened again, and then he went just like that, except the car was yellow. Like the exact same thing happened again.
I've seen this.
Is it sad?
He's been really bloated today.
Oh no, he's gonna explosively.
I've seen that. I watched that in like middle school, dude.
You are great. When is your violin concert?
June 15th.
What's the day today?
June
This
11th.
Friday?
Can you come to my concert? Can you?
Sure.
I'm lost.
I'm lost. I'm so confused. That left me behind.
Hey
like.
guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reviewing Star Wars Card Trader. Oh, hold on first. Hey, I don't remember looking up Kevin James hot? Why is Kevin... I wouldn't know why is there so many tabs open with Kevin James? Why is Kevin James on my phone? Why is there so many pictures of Kevin James on the camera?
Wow.
Do you like Kevin James?
He's pretty funny. You seen Paul Blart before?
Yeah.
Cat Jam. Cat Jam. I'm feeling comfy at 2 Lives.
Hey girl, welcome to my crib.
Guys.
Wi-Fi anywhere you go.
Hold up.
What was that? Free Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi anywhere.
Anywhere. Okay. That's pretty cool. That is so funny.
Guys, be funny.
We're so happy to help any customers we can. Blast your eyeballs back into the right shape so that you can see again. See everything. The splendor of the
See
morning,
everything.
The dew as it drips down a blade of grass. The
Hmm.
smile of your child. Kermit, you're so poetic. Thank you, Ray. And thank you for calling Kermit and Ray Romano's LASIK surgery 24-hour a day. LASIK surgery
It's
place.
the corporate stock _1.mp .wav in the background of that was making that pretty funny for me.
Have a circle. Smooth.
Here we go.
Merkle. It's a circle.
This will be the basis for your revolution. Gravity is crucial. Geomagnetism. With some calculation, we will find your logo. DNA is crucial. We must understand it. In the human
It's a jam. Don't get me wrong.
It's
not
a
funny
song.
though. And it's
Guys,
animated
we have
and it's
to laugh.
animatic. That's so
We have to
so
laugh.
pog.
Laugh.
I mean, it's a banger animatic with the music in the background too. It's a banger. It's not funny though.
I almost got Boomer last time.
You almost did.
Oh! Just killed a woman. Feeling good.
Tommy, you little bastard.
How did you not laugh at that?
I suck his dick
That was-
with a smile for hours at a time. Stare at.
I will not laugh. I will win.
How did you possibly not laugh at that?
I will win.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Give me my
I
dishes.
heard that. I heard that. I heard that.
No.
I heard that. That intense. That's what I did that one time. You said it was a laugh. You were going.
Nah, but they didn't count it.
Colorado.
I'm a giraffe. You gotta stay right up on the mic. That way we hear any of the little chuckles.
I'm right here, dude.
Any of the little like laughs.
Devoted to the rainbow sponge.
The rainbow sponge.
And crafts department sent me to Korea. Now,
Wow,
not a
the
normal
army.
sponge. This is so dense.
It's
3
dense.
sizes because I can't stand just one size.
Me neither.
Another thing that I want
Oh, wait.
to talk about is the hygiene of the sponge. I squeezed and squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. No flab on this arm for my cleaning. Flab on this arm. Now, if you
It lost to me partway through. It
What-
lost
what
me
was she
partway
talking
through.
about?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was lost
I
about.
thought that it was gonna be like some sort of weird advert at first, and then I don't know what it was. That's why I was kind of trying to hype it up in the beginning because I was trying to kind of make it funny, but it didn't work. What was
Guys.
that? That was I didn't get that one either.
When you laugh at my
Are we out of the loop?
Hey.
Yeah, maybe
it's
we
your boy.
skinny penis.
Skinny penis. That's him.
Chat. It's no wonder you laugh at mine and Sam's streams all the time. We're funny.
We're
What's
so
going
much
on
funnier
here,
than this,
dude?
honestly.
About my face. And you're absolutely right. I just got my eyebrows done, and I feel gorgeous.
Was that foolish?
Was that real? Is that like old? Is it like OG Foolish or something?
It must be.
Was that a fart ski I just heard?
What the fuck's up
Yo,
with that cat?
what? What was that cat doing? That cat was like slithering across the ground.
Hey there, buddy, chum, pal, friend, buddy, pal, chum, bud, friend, fella, brother, amigo, pal, buddy, friend, chummy, chum, pal. I don't mean to be rude, my friend, pal, home slice, bread slice, dog, but I gotta warn ya, if you take one more diddly darn step right there, I'm gonna have to diddly darn snap your neck. And wowza, wouldn't that be a crummy juncture, huh? Do you want that?
Juncture.
Do you wish upon yourself to come into
Good
physical
word.
experience with a crummy juncture? Because friend, buddy, chum, pally, pal, chum, friend. If you keep this up, then well, gosh diddly darn, I just might have to get not so friendly with you, my friendly friend, pal, friend, buddy, chum, pally, friend, chum, buddy.
Nice. The Megalodonia in the back was really selling that. Okay, I gotta get serious. I can't throw.
Brian has 50 slices of cake. He eats 48. What he has
Diabetes.
now? Diabetes. Brian has f***ing diabetes. How do you know? Show your thinking. This kid literally showed his thinking.
Bobby.
My elephant likes to eat peanuts. The teacher talk about no peanuts.
Meh. Not that funny. I've seen funnier things.
Caution. Step 1 is to make a fist, ensuring that your thumb is on the outside of your fingers. If it is on the inside, it can break your thumb during impact. Do this with both hands. You now want to place your fists halfway between your chest and
Could
your
you
hip.
imagine?
Once you're at this point,
What if I
move
just
slowly
knocked
from
your
side to
ass
side, and
out?
Eventually the
What is this? You laughed. I was following the tutorial.
Fuck. I was laughing at you. I wasn't laughing at that.
That counts. That counts. That counts.
Fuck that,
That's meta.
dude.
I meted
Are
it.
you serious?
I meted it.
That's
I
fucking...
meta gamed it.
That's cringe.
Give me that ball, Papa.
Why is this, like, kind of funny?
I don't know. That was funny to you? Give me that ball, Papa.
A little bit.
Seen that one too.
Chat, I see you spamming. Say, do punch edits. That's not funny, dude. You're gonna get us being like. We're just gonna stare at the screen.
I don't see a father in your contacts. What's your father's first and last name?
Well, about that.
That's tough.
He's kind of into it. Damn. Yo.
Wow.
Hey, that was kind of good.
That was honestly impressive.
That kid's going places.
That was like America's Got Talent, but in just sitting here.
Edward.
What's wrong?
Edward.
What's wrong with you?
That is.
Edward.
Those videos are just.
Homophobic plants. Interesting.
It's hydrophobic, chat. The word is hydrophobic that he was looking for. Shout out puns.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like some peak Twitch chat viewers have started donating now. They've actually kind of.
Talking about Tracy?
He's gorgeous.
Damn! Look at that guy.
Tracy with the Honda? Shit.
Oops.
Well, oops, baby.
Damn.
He is so
Just for
fine.
Boomer less than 3.
He is so fine.
What did they say?
They said just for Boomer. It must be a video
Hey,
for
man,
you.
thank you.
Puns is so fine. He's so fine. He is so fine.
What do you mean, why, puns? Because we want to stare at you.
Is this what I think it is?
Guys, you know how long it takes to edit that TikTok? Like 40 minutes, bro. I've watched that clip like 70 times.
Oh,
That
I
unfazes
forgot I
me.
had this water. Thank goodness. I was just thinking I wanted some water.
This? What the fuck?
Dude, when I do my TikToks, it literally takes me like at least 70 times I have to watch that. So I've seen.
Here we go. Ready?
Ow.
I tried to get it over.
I'm coming out of the closet.
Guys, look at my mini water bottle.
Oh yeah, this is a normal sized water bottle for side by side comparison.
Wait. We're comparing sizes?
If you're fucking happy,
No.
you clap your motherfucking hands. If you're fucking happy and you motherfucking know, clap your motherfucking
It didn't go over again.
hands. If you're fucking happy and you motherfucking know it, and you really motherfucking want to motherfucking show it. If you're motherfucking happy and you motherfucking know, clap your motherfucking hands.
Nice. He's happy and he knows it.
Stone. I got stone, man. I got stone. Okay, easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Furnace. Where the is the furnace?
He is so
Wait,
bad
did
at
I
Minecraft.
Actually, is the game broken?
He is so bad at Minecraft. It's not a joke though. That's the thing. Like he is so serious there. He's trying to craft a
I might
furnace.
have the Star Wars
Yeah, I
Lego
believe
set
it.
Death Star.
It's so funny to me.
Can you chug a sparkling water and not burp?
No way this guy chugs that.
Oh my gosh. What do I do?
Mama mia.
That was so intense. That is so. I cannot believe someone would attempt that for like a TikTok video, just to like chug one of those.
You can dunk them in water and they will still be super fluffy.
That's actually interesting. I did not know that. Homophobic plants. Interesting.
Again, it's hydrophobic.
Puns.
Is the word
You're the
puns is looking
good-looking,
for there.
stupid type.
This is the honey badger. Watch it run in slow motion. It's pretty badass. Look, it runs all over the place. Whoa,
Do you remember when that
watch
was a
out,
meme?
says that bird. Ew, it's got a snake. Oh, it's chasing a
The
jackal.
honey
Oh my
badger.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, the
That's
honey
that's an
badgers
old
are just
one.
That was back in the day for
That's,
sure.
I feel old.
That was a while ago. A lot of people in chat probably don't even know that that was ever a
Yeah.
meme. They
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't get it. They don't give a word.
This
I'm talking about.
is the honey badger.
We just watched this.
Watch it run in slow motion.
Did we just get a replay or a double whammy?
Pretty badass. Look.
Maybe it was a
runs
double
all over
whammy.
the place. Whoa, watch out, says that bird. Ew, it's got a snake. Oh, it's chasing a jackal. Oh my gosh. Oh, the honey badgers are just crazy.
Okay.
Objects that I've shoved up my ass. Vibrators. Dildos.
Why make this video?
Pens.
Why?
Pencils.
Pencils.
Why make this video?
Coins.
Coins.
What's the logistics behind a coin?
Talking about Tracy?
He's fine.
That is one hunk of a fucking
It's a hunk and a half.
Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Hey,
Me and him are going on a
yo.
date. I just wanted to brag about it. Me and him are going to go on a date. He confirmed it. We're going on a date together. We're going to live stream the whole thing. Psych! Getting him all to
It's gonna
myself.
be private.
You already know.
Damn! Ah, shit!
He's so fine.
Give me your number.
Genuinely,
now.
he's so fine. Like, it's crazy.
Hey, can I add that guy on Discord or what?
I have his phone number.
I got his snap. We send each other some
I have
private
both.
stuff.
I have both.
You saved me. Why?
He said, stop sending videos of me. Chat.
Monkey.
Now you must stop sending videos of puns. He told you to. You got to do what Pun says. Because he is so fine.
How many more is there really? There's like
He was tapped down. That's why he screamed.
Yeah. Yeah, you never
I've had
know
a
when they're
similar
just...
experience. I know that feeling. No, I got that.
I kind of liked the Puns videos, though. He'd be looking good.
What's up? My name's Puns. I'm a Fortnite player and streamer for Team Vove.
King.
Yo, shout out to Puns OP. That's my boy. That's
Puns
my boy.
OP.
Still streaming
Puns
Fortnite
OP,
to this day.
baby. Puns OP.
That's my boy Puns OP. Y'all remember you winning some earnings, bro? That was kind of good. That was kind of clean.
That would be a cool emote, honestly. Or like a cool
yeah,
thing to
that'd
like
be
have on stream.
pants and pants.
Was that real?
Yeah, you've never seen that?
That was like a real commercial.
That's a real commercial.
Oh my lord.
I think you're ugly.
Oh.
I would never sleep with you in my
Yo!
life.
How many was that?
I hate you.
Lauren with the 50 gifted subs.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Lauren,
Just-
thank you so much for the
just
50
now.
tier ones.
Stupid little hat. Take it
You're
off,
popping
Phil.
off.
Take your
I
stupid
appreciate
little
it so much.
I can't. It's glued on. It's
Thank you, Lauren.
Take the brim off, Phil. Take it off.
Okay, you're not gonna like it. I was not lying.
Whoa. Put it back on.
I don't like Phil's in Minecraft anymore. I don't like Phil's.
Put it back on, dude. That was a little too scary for me.
My phone went off. I know you heard that. What?
It's a monkey.
Did you know about that?
No.
I didn't know about that. I didn't know they could like make noise like that.
Right.
And that's what we're going to be making today. I'd like to welcome to the stage Wingus and Dingus.
Who's ready to cream? Cream?
I feel like that's something you would do.
Me?
Yeah.
Cook?
Got two more to do.
No. Walk in and be like, who's ready to cream?
Okay. That clip's pretty funny with context.
What's the
Yeah,
context?
I got it. I said if I didn't become a star by 35, I was just going to become a serial killer.
Well, girl, how old are you? I'm getting.
I just got that. It took me a second.
Yeah, I did too.
That was pretty funny though. Seatbelts.
I
With
used,
the
to,
friend-
I used to watch
No
these all
way.
the time.
Miss Frizzle is moving that bus. They got a field trip to be on. Should have already been on this field trip. I'd like to drive a school bus like that and just like tear it up, you know? Like just go off-road in a school bus. I'd love to
You
do
have
that.
to write us. You have to write me.
I'm.
I say I'm just fine. My mattress. That's what the fact is. That's what the mask is.
I forgot! Grandma wanted me to tell you she's making stew tonight! Fuck yeah!
Stew. Who doesn't love a good stew? Have you seen this SNL skit?
What is this?
Think about Goomy. Every time, all the time, just singing this randomly.
The what?
You haven't seen that?
No, thank God.
It's kind of funny.
I don't like SNL.
Not me neither. Not really.
Look at me. Look at me, though. My armor can't even withhold all the cake I'm rocking right now.
I think I was in his stream when he did this.
Oh, really?
Because I remember I was typing. I was like, "Damn foolish, you were trying to touch up on my cheeks." And he was like, "Yeah, you want to see mine?" I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, you started that bit then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not on the server.
That's
but
pretty funny.
I start bits, you know.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Kid comes out of the closet and parents flip. Oh no. We've already seen this once today.
Yeah.
I'm coming out of the closet.
I gotta say, they hit that flip really
they were
clean.
They
They were
clean
really
with
clean with that flip.
They were clean.
That flip was really clean.
What happened?
Was that real?
I don't understand.
No way that was real.
I don't get it.
It's the dragon.
Is this real? Is this a fucking fan edit of that dumbass piece of shit? Nah, fuck whoever donated this, bro. Nah, take your money back. Nah.
Lauren, thank you so much for 20 more tier 1s. Thank you so much, Lauren. It's way more important than this.
I don't like that at all.
Thank you so much, Lauren.
I hated that.
I don't know why you hate the dragon
I
itself
don't like
so
him
much.
anymore.
Whoa.
He's real. Dude, take my picture. Oh no, bro.
Can I say something controversial?
What?
I didn't like that show at all.
The regular show?
Yeah, I
I never even watched it. I watched like one episode. And
I
this
watched
just
like
not
one
funny.
episode and I
just don't get the humor in it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
A geology field trip.
Can I say something else?
What?
I don't like Adventure Time either.
I never really watched it.
Yeah, I think it's kind
I
of.
feel like I was too old for Adventure Time when it came out.
Yeah. I didn't like it.
What are you talking about? It's Mr. Worldwide.
Nicole, are you okay?
I don't know.
You're turning into Pitbull. Stop shaking your hips.
I cannot believe
That guy's real.
That
is a real human
I cannot
being.
believe that's what he does. Like, that
That's
he
a
makes those
crazy ass
videos.
gig.
Like that's what he
Would
does.
you trade streaming to do what he does?
No.
I think
Would you?
I could pull it off.
No.
My anus is going to be careful of the liver kick. This is not where my.
What did they say?
I'm not sure. Something about an anus.
If that would have had a loud ass noise, I would have fucking laughed so hard. Oh my god, that would have been so funny.
I know you would have laughed at that if it hit like right whenever the guy went off.
That would've been
I know
so-
you would have laughed at
That would
that.
have been so funny.
That dog almost barfed.
Oh my
The
god.
last two were pretty good.
Oh no, it's in bet. Oh no, it's actually your groin. I don't want to look at your groin.
You cannot touch my goatee, man.
Do you not want to touch
My
your
goatee is my private part.
Oh no.
In school, would they say don't let strangers touch your private parts? That's my goatee, man. No one can touch it. Not even. Why? It's my private parts, man. It's touching my.
That was
a
pretty
throwback. That's what that was.
Yeah, it was a throwback.
You know, the first person I ever interacted with on the server was Mexican Dream.
That was pretty good. I like that one.
Many white friends tell me they use saucepan. Saucepan.
Is this Uncle Roger?
World War II
I saw a
is
video of
over.
this guy's. He's so funny.
07.
At least the video I saw was funny.
It's real clean. You can work on it. It's whatever. The things are not packed real.
Right.
There's still a lot of room to work with. So with that consideration, you know, I'll go down.
You still do it.
Park that $700.
Park that. Look at this. Look at that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this. You know, when I see a car
I
like
don't
this,
get it.
first thing I do is I say, "Would you look at this?" You know what I
Well,
mean?
just look at how he's moving.
Would you look at this?
Yeah. Well.
Would you look at?
I don't get it.
It's just like really over animated.
I still don't get it. I don't think that's funny, at least.
Bro, you just don't get humor.
I don't understand that.
It's called A World on Fire. This next song is a little bit longer than that one.
I've never watched Bo Burnham. I don't really think it's
I want to
funny.
watch the Netflix thing.
People say it's good, but I don't know
I've
if
heard
I
it's
want
really
to.
good. Why not?
I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't like Bo Burnham.
Why?
I don't really like stand-up
Step
comedy.
1, pour the rice in the rice bowl.
Apparently it's not like a comedy
wash the
thing, though.
rice. Step 3, use finger to measure.
Uncle Roger. Isn't that the guy's name? Do you know who that is?
No, I have no idea.
I'm not explaining this shit to you.
I saw like a TikTok video of his or something. That was pretty funny.
Rambo, there's a cock on my bed.
Oh, well, now it's leaving.
Oh, okay. Well, hey,
Just
shit happens.
wandered away.
Hey, he could have been there. Would have been good. That fucking Benby, yo! Yo!
He said, "Where's the money, Lebowski?
Yo!
Where's the money, Lebowski?"
Good! He's good.
Oh, he's blessed, all right.
He's good.
He was blessed like 4 or 5 times. He was blessed for all his lifetimes
He
right
was
there.
fine. Oh, that's.
Let it go! Let it go! Oh, no! Look what gets us killed! Oh my god! Why would you hold it, you goon?
That was cool.
That was crazy.
Was cool. That was cool.
That was crazy.
You know, moments like those are only really funny when, like, when you're
If you
there.
watch the
Like,
full
if you're
video.
there.
Yeah, and that. Yeah, if you're like present for it.
Yeah.
Was that a mousetrap?
I.
You ever set a
don't know.
mousetrap off on your hand before?
No, have you?
Yeah.
How's
Oh
it
yeah.
feel?
It's smarts. The really big ones, like the rat traps, they hurt. I've set those before, and it hurts if you set them off.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Yeah.
My mom told me not to put my hand in rat traps.
Well, it's not like I was putting my hand in them. I was like trying to set them and stuff, and you like let it go off. Nodders.
Thank you very much indeed. $28 million.
Are you fucking serious?
Hmm.
They're serious.
Guess they were.
What are you doing?
It's
Hello?
Goggy.
Mom?
Yes.
Hey, my friend George says that he makes out with you a lot. Is this true?
George?
There's no way. Is this a real thing, Mom?
No, it is not a real thing.
Okay, he keeps saying that I'm his he's my dad. Is that like a...
I don't think so.
Oh my god. Alright, I was making sure. Okay.
Have you seen that
Alright,
video?
love you.
You need to watch that. That video is so funny.
I've never seen
I
that. but
cannot
that's a
believe
funny
Carl
ass-
actually called his mom.
That's a funny ass. That's a good bit.
That is hilarious.
That's a good bit. Good shit on Carl.
That has to happen naturally too.
Like, dude, that's a good bit on Carl's end.
That's
that
pretty
was
funny.
clean. I like that.
Is the wind that strong? That's terrifying. I would genuinely be scared. You know, I've heard
I
like
wouldn't go out that
I've
day.
heard that in like big cities that happens sometimes. Like when there's like huge buildings on both sides of the street, the wind like gets sucked down into the like between the buildings, and then it like is like the wind will be like going crazy like down by the street.
Dog is pissed.
There's something off about that. It didn't sound right.
Loose Voititium.
Veloué Scissor.
A people could dare vine jar.
Boss.
Calagas Fruits TD Flockus. Proto Usin Vegeta Blazing Corically. Kakarats. Zuchanai. Latunchi. Edgy Planet. Karage. Asparagus.
Edgy Planet.
Titty. We at Houlihan. What y'all eating? What's on the menu? Steak and Robus. Boobilis. Dorinicus. Bootyless. Winnigans and Tinnigans of people
Bootyless.
and player. Proto Usin Fruites and Corically. Pin a
You found the one video funny, but not that one. That one was like that same video that you watched, but
I was holding back.
there's a 1 hour version of that. Thank goodness they didn't play the whole thing.
It's good.
It's pretty all right.
Yeah.
From drive-in food.
I like drive-in food. Does this mean vegetables?
A balanced diet means vegetables, kiddo. Get used
This
to
one made me laugh so hard when I first saw it.
evening, everyone.
Have you seen that movie?
The Incredibles?
The second one.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure.
A long time ago now.
Dude, well, it's not even that old. Incredibles 2?
Yeah, I guess Incredible 2 isn't that old. It just feels like the Incredibles franchise is old.
When I saw
you know
that
what I mean?
scene, dude, I laughed so fucking
Yeah,
hard.
that was pretty funny.
That was a good scene.
Brace.
I swear to God, if you don't stop that, I'm gonna break your Nico kneecaps.
I thought it was gonna be the van again going down the street. That would have been funnier, honestly. If it was the van.
Boy, if you don't get your squiggly diggly head.
I'm in the fucking no funny zone. I will keep a straight face for the next 2 videos.
Any funnies?
Your body, I'll fucking dick. Why do you come? Welcome. In 2077, what makes someone a criminal? Getting caught. In 19
I don't think he was like prepared for what the gamers would do.
I don't think that he was prepared on what that game was gonna entail.
True.
'Cause that game failed.
That game did fail. There's a lot of big promises from the developers. And unfortunately, they just had too much. They had too many plans, I think. Oh, this is like the Badger song thing. This is what you were talking about earlier, remember?
What?
The Badger memes?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it is.
Chat, we need a funny ass video.
Look at Twitch's portrait pouch. You see a little pouch in her portrait. You see how it looks like a face? Looks like it's. You see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it?
It's like,
yeah. Yes. Is that the dude that follows you in VR chat that just says, "Spit on me"?
I didn't see it. I don't get it.
I don't play that game, so I don't.
What game is that? Is that Rainbow Six Siege? Yeah, I don't play that either. I've probably played like 2 rounds of that in my life.
And
And then I closed the game because it wasn't fun.
Spit on me.
The first time I saw a guy like around the corner, I was like, nah. I like Alt F4 and uninstalled the game.
Oh, hey guys, hey! Oh shit! I fucking fell. Oh god.
Twitch chat is the funny ran out of Twitch chat.
Yeah, it did.
Dance floor.
What the fuck is that?
Captain? The captain's ripped?
Yo, hey, yo.
Did you know that the captain's ripped?
Why is the captain kinda, hey?
Got to practice
Yo,
my
what was
smash
that?
dance. Look at me, I am a ballerina.
Pop
Cha-cha
off.
real smooth.
Cha-cha
Let me
real smooth.
Smash your ass, bitch. Let me smash your ass.
The captain is ripped. See, that's just not that funny to me, though. Is that funny to you?
No, not in the slightest.
That's what I'm saying. That's just not funny. Was that me? That might have been me.
I don't think it was.
I think that was when something broke on my, like in my base, and I was like really upset. I'm surprised we haven't had any mediaceptions yet.
Wait, can the mods like put like videos where they want? I think they can, can't they?
It's better to keep it in order though. That way it lines up with when they donated.
Someone do like a little edit of like me and Sam like while we've been here.
Why? It's not funny if you tell them to do it.
No, but it might be. You never know.
They would have done it. They would have happened naturally. You just had to give it time.
I feel like I don't know.
No, you kind of ruined it now.
No, I don't think so. I think you're being a Debbie Downer.
Fine. That's so sad if you think about it. They were like on their way to a birthday party or something. And
Probably
they just,
their kids.
Yeah, and they just had everything they had ruined.
Damn, that's an L.
Ah, monkey on the car. Monkey on the car. Fuck off.
He told that monkey, didn't he?
Dumbass monkey.
This is the most beautiful day! They got helmets on their heads! But I got a watermelon instead! This is glorious! Y'all thought I had a watermelon instead! But I got a team of pumpkin heads! This is athletic!
He struggles to lift the weight, but I got watermelon to keep me in shape.
Dude,
I remember when that was so funny to me.
I remember.
I remember when I thought that was so funny. Like I thought that was like peak comedy.
It was like it rhymed.
It was hilarious back in the day, though. To be fair,
I'm making piss.
this guy is so funny. Have you seen this guy? I've seen him on TikTok. This guy's nuts. This guy. That video's whatever, right? This guy has a video where he chugs a 2-liter Sprite, though. And you know when you do like a vortex when you're chugging something?
Yeah, I like boobs.
He did that. Feels like Minecraft. Me too. I'm with you. Feels like Minecraft. Yeah.
I love boobs.
Yeah, I like boobs too.
Dude, I fucking love boobs.
Retweet.
I wish I had some. Because then I could look at them.
Okay.
You know?
Sure.
You know what I mean, or
no? I don't. But I'm not hating on what you like. I'm just agreeing with you.
Oh yeah.
Sure. If that's how you feel.
Yeah.
Go off.
Right. What's she doing?
I don't know. Don't know. That's what she was doing.
That guy on the left is built like me now.
It looks just like you. Looks like the guy on the right is also built like you.
Fuck you, bro.
Big bald.
Nothing's wrong.
Well, I did shit my pants.
How dare you do this to Uguay? Oh, we missed part of it.
Your little Uguay, bro. Can you get your foot off the fucking?
That almost make you laugh?
Dude, I'm gonna fucking lose
Do you
it here
not
soon.
spell your name? F.
All caps, all caps, all caps.
Okay, okay. You know capitals versus lowercase. That's very good.
I'm getting stronger by the second.
Nodding off. I remember when this video was birthed to the internet.
I'm a little messed up.
That was back in the day.
Yeah.
Sorry. How are you doing, Ethan? I'm sorry I yelled at you. I'm sorry I yelled at you. You're a pretty cute, a pretty fucking ugly fucking.
Wow.
Whoa.
The aggression came out.
Chat, we've been stuck on one life for a while.
Chat, I'm telling you, you're just not being funny right now.
Go for it.
I'm leaning back.
Oh no, I feel like we missed the funny part.
Where's the funny?
I don't know.
I'm just cooking pizza.
That
Where's
probably
the
didn't
funny?
hurt. It was just a nice little smack in the face. Did he get it?
Tell me he got that, bro.
Tell me he got it. If he got it, it's worked. Now we're never gonna know.
Dude, I love fishing, and like I just got pissed off because I couldn't see the fish.
$10? Useless.
A bar of soap. Now I can be squeaky clean.
Squeaky clean. Not funny. Didn't laugh.
Where's the funny?
I don't know. I kind of want some water though.
Joke's on you. I have water.
Fun frog
Good for you.
facts. 6 minutes remain.
6 minutes.
That's kind of
remain.
scary.
It's kind of creepy. What's gonna happen in 6 minutes from now? Do you know?
We're breaking
Flying, flying. There's not a star in heaven that we can reach. If we're trying, yeah, we're breaking free.
That won't give me a second time, though.
It won't, but it is pretty funny though. That is hilarious. Like how lined up that is. The thing that made it funny the first time was at first I was like, why is there a car here? Because I heard it break and then I heard it break and then I realized what it was. They are zooming.
Those are two hamsters.
Two hamsters, one wheel.
Hamster.
Oh, he's going fast. He is going fast. Oh, I wish we had seen.
He okay?
What was the resolution to that situation that they had found themselves in?
These are all jokes. My name is Kislon, and this is Roasting MCYT, Chat Edition, amended. Boomer, I'm really not sure if you're a squirrel instead of a frog, because you always be trying to see if these nuts fit in your mouth. The prison must be having a sale, because that 2-for-1 deal with Techno and Dream is amazing.
What
Beats
the
last
fuck,
sale
you
by far.
asshole?
Yeah, Ponk was really not prepared for what half off meant.
Honestly, neither of those things were L's for my character.
They were about me, bro.
I locked up the 2-for-1 special Reno, and I chopped off Punk's arm because he stole the key cards to set the tone for what happens if you mess with the prison.
Fuck you, big dog. What the hell was that?
That guy got flung back in.
I'm pissed. Okay.
My Lemanberg film.
We've seen this.
Phil kills him in the end.
Yeah, you said that last time too.
I know, because it's a spoiler.
Okay. Yeah.
I wanted to spoil it for whoever sent that.
Former President Barack Obama, and I just want to tell you I know how to beatbox with a little bit of yeah. No.
Dang. Obama was kind of getting into that. Kind of respect.
This is such a funny video. Have you seen this?
Disgusting!
Have you seen that?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that.
Why does someone not know how to flush the toilet?
Yo, that's what we were saying, dude.
That's basically how we reacted when it popped up. I was like,
damn.
This is the names of all the pasta in my basement, but I only pronounce the vowels. Oi, ee, oi, oi, ai, yoey, ai, eoi, oh.
Pretty good.
she said, I'm sorry. I just wanted to see if that was really Captain Sparkles. That was a crisp fall over of that bread. You seen that guy on TikTok that all he does is cut bread and it like falls perfectly on time with the music?
Oh god. Oh Jesus.
What the fuck was that?
This has turned into something weird.
Nah.
Put me in the prison, Sam. I can't tell you what I have. Please.
I feel like we missed part of that video. Right?
I'm still hung up on that licking shit.
I let that go instantly. I don't want to think about that.
Whoa. Aw.
That was such a cool video, though.
That was cool.
That was amazing
That
editing.
was clean. Damn, that shit was juicy.
That had some moisture behind it.
That shit.
There was a little bit of swampage down there when that made its way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it exited the swamp with Shrek.
Nah, fuck that, dude.
That is so nasty. That is so disgusting. Oh.
No.
Oh, that gave me the heebie-jeebies. I don't want to see anything more like that. That was nasty.
This video is not available in your country.
This video is not available in our country, mods. Sorry. Oh, yes. Hold on. Just say skip. Did you do it? Hold on. Just wait. Just wait. Sometimes it lags out whenever it does this and it has to catch back up. Let me also respond to them.
Oh, hey, she never likes sitting on people's laps. That's awesome. You know, if you want to play with her, you can use this laser right here. All you gotta do is press the button and she'll chase around. You just gotta point it at a wall. Hey, Ross likes it too. Anyways, what you want to do is point it at a wall and keep it moving around like it's a little bug or something.
The whale?
Auto-tuned whales. That's humor to some people. Fair enough.
What I want my chat here to.
Where is the guy's head?
Where's he at?
No way.
That's not real, is it?
No way that's real.
That dude just shit his fucking pants, bro.
That is crazy.
There's a chicken.
He went to a
Roast
be
him.
right back.
You're ugly. You're dumb. You're stupid. You're small. Look at him. I'm gonna burn him. Yes. Kill him.
They roasted that chicken, huh?
Literally.
I've noticed in watching some of the tapes on self-defense that a lot of guys like to show defense from awkward positions. Say sitting in a chair, you know, having your back turned, whatever. So what I'd like to do is demonstrate a technique which I call defense against a guy in a chair. Excuse me. Yes.
Wow.
Hey pizza lovers, I'm Dick, and I'm here to announce the grand opening of my brand new pizzeria, Dick's Pizza. Not sure how much dicks you can handle? No sweat, because even our smallest dicks are 10 inches long. Pardon? There's a bunch of dicks at your door, we deliver. So get off your computer and eat dicks.
Wow. What an ad.
Okay.
Can I have my wallet back?
Do you get this? It's a joke from whenever Tommy was with Wilbur and Tommy stole Wilbur's wallet and Tommy got into Wilbur's office with his wallet and then went live on his PC basically.
No.
Who he said, who the f do that at me? Who did it? Raiden, show me. Raiden, show me who did it. She kind of bad though. Is that Frost?
He said she kind of bad though.
And
Stop. Stop. Language. Preemptive language. Language.
Okay.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Okay. Chat, what the fuck's going on, dog?
Comeback story, right? Boomer said he wanted an edit
This is
of
so
the
funny.
vlogs, so I offered what I made.
This is so funny.
Yes. Kim Kardashian.
Kim, well,
In the video, she gets cum on her back, I think.
Have you seen that show?
I don't really like it.
Parks and Rec? You don't like it?
I don't like
Is
The
the
Office
game
either.
broken? Why
I
isn't
don't
it
like
giving
The
me a
Office.
break?
I think
The
it's
game
boring.
is actually fucking broken.
Thank you for putting me in Also happy International
I got fats in my eye! I got fats in my eye!
Wait.
Yeah, I don't like The Office or Parks and Rec. I think it's boring.
That's just sad. That's just sad. Oh no.
Oh! Just killed a woman. Feeling good.
You laughed at that before.
The level of edited that is so funny to me because it's such a good edit, honestly. Should I close media requests in 15 minutes? Okay, I'm closing the request in 15 minutes. If neither of us laugh, no one has to give subs. That's the deal. 15 minutes.
You have 15 minutes to make one of us
You've
get
been trying to make us laugh for 2 hours, and we've only each laughed 4 times. We've saved our last life. This is your time, Twitch chat. You have 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Go big or go home. We'll turn it off, and then we'll watch everything else in the queue, and if we don't laugh for all of that, we're good. At 9 p.m. my time, which is in exactly 15 minutes, I'm turning them off. There we go. We already watched this. 2 hamsters, 1 wheel. Also, there's an aeroplane outside. Can you hear it?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's pretty loud.
Yeah.
I don't think the mic can hear it, though.
Who put
I need to
these
burp.
rats in my ravioli? I didn't order rat violi.
I'm sure you didn't. Who would?
Please put us out of our misery. You're tired. We're tired. Please. I'll do anything.
Sam, stop saying that? What did I say? You said Sam, stop saying that. What did I say?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What did you say?
I don't know. I don't know.
No.
See?
No, we don't do this. Oh.
I don't know. What did you do?
I don't know what they're saying I said.
I don't remember. Boomer hair reveal. This shit's bald now.
I want to know what I said. What did I say?
I don't remember.
I must have been trying to say I wasn't funny. Oh, aeroplane. They don't like how I said that. I said aeroplane.
Oh, what? You don't say airplane?
It's airplane, but I was saying aeroplane because that was funny.
Aeroplane.
Oh, yeah.
What about it?
Aeroplane. It's just they didn't like it because that's not how you
Oh.
say it. What happened to the media share, though? There it goes.
Let's work it.
That's so true, though. That's so true, though. That's so true. That's so true.
Yeah, that literally, like, when they're doing that, when they're recording
That's
that,
what it
that
sounds like.
ass.
That's what it sounds like.
It
Is that right there?
sounds so shit. You know what song that is?
What? The Red Sandstorm?
No, it's not the Red Sandstorm. It's
That was Skeppy.
It's fuck, what's it called? Brain Power.
It's brain power. We're milking this last life out. Nothing's really been funny.
I'll do you proud.
Wilbur, look at me.
Yes.
Hand me that TNT.
Tommy, I'll have to step in.
Damn.
Yeah, Daddy Dream. Oh wait, no, scratch that one. Leader Dream, the Big Brother Dream. Oh, that's going to compilation.
Huh?
Wow.
It's... Fuck you, bitch! I got it! Yeah! No!
Join us next time, and if you want to do us more...
That was not funny at all. I didn't even get it. I didn't even get how that could be funny.
You don't like fart noises?
I do.
I do too.
I actually love fart noises.
Those are so funny.
I said boofed. I can't.
No, Punk. That says
Oh,
800
Ponky.
feet.
Oh, Ponky. Adorable.
Wait a minute. Hey, wait, he doesn't know it backwards. Hold on to him. He doesn't know it this way. He's going to...
Oh, no.
I got him. I got him. I got him.
What is happening? What is happening? What is happening?
Do you ever say other big actresses didn't start this way?
No, not normally, but if you'd like me to say it, I will.
What happened just then? What? Her head was...
Stop trying to get in my hole, puppy! Go away! Mine! Help! Help! Why are you...
That has had a lot of weird moments on the SMP.
What's going
right?
on with... Can we talk about that? What's going on
He's had
with
a lot
Bat?
of weird moments on the SMP, hasn't he? Like a lot of
What's
them.
going on with Bat?
Like a lot of them.
What's going on with him?
Don't ask me. I do not know.
You are a ridiculous child. You are not a fucking child, Wilbur. Wilbur, I am not a child. I'm the bigger man than you've ever been since the very start of this SMP. You literally are the reason that I was in exile, that we had all of this shit go down. Wilbur, you listen to me. You dirty grown-ass man. You stupid.
Good animation.
Progress animation. Not
I
funny.
just didn't laugh.
Not funny, didn't laugh. Not funny, didn't laugh. But it was good animation, though.
Other thing I wanted to say, I forgot what it was.
XQCL.
Well, he had to force that out.
That was a 3-parter, too.
That was...
That hit the...
He probably shit.
What was that? I didn't see.
It was a hamster.
Like real?
Play some adult fun.
I hope
I
not.
need my fun too, Nicole. You think he's daddy, but he's more than daddy to me. He's like grandpa.
This guy gets paid to do this. That guy gets paid to do that.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. He's doing sit-ups.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's pretty nice. Oh, mom's here. Came in midstream, can be very confusing, but hi, Awesam fam. Hope you're having a great weekend. We're having a great weekend, mom.
Yeah.
We're doing you laugh, you lose.
Hi, Awesam mom.
Twitch chat is sending in funny videos for us to
And we're trying to laugh.
try not to laugh at.
Yeah.
And they're not being very funny. We had 5 lives, we're both down to 1, but they're not being very funny. I didn't get that.
You don't get that one?
No. Everyone tell my mom how awesome she is, by the way, because my mom's literally the coolest person in the entire world. There's a whole emote you can use.
True.
Wait.
A jellyfish?
Jellyfish?
Herb?
An herb? Yeah, that's what he says. Is jellyfish an herb? You have 8 minutes before I close the media share. 8 minutes.
We installed the balls mod into Minecraft.
Okay.
And maybe there'll be a twist at the end.
Oh, that'd just be painful.
I didn't get that.
They installed the balls Minecraft mod into Minecraft. And there'll be a twist at the end. Okay.
So.
Did I laugh though?
Chat, please. I need these subs. I have to eat.
What is that for? A gun?
That's 100 gifted.
That is
Make
so
this
horny.
pisser laugh.
Finally, someone understands.
You didn't even deny it.
He didn't even deny it. He didn't say it.
Language.
He was just like, yeah.
Some of those clips, just out of context, are so...
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
Help! I can't shit no more.
5 gum. Stimulate your ferrets.
Okay.
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 More!
Jesus Christ, Aaron! Fine! Fuck! Alright!
That is unnatural. That's just freaking me out. That's not funny at all. That Uber freaked me out.
It's just kind of gross.
That was real gross.
I don't know how I feel about that. Whoa. I don't know about that one.
So,
5 minutes before I close it. That was a big fartski. That was a pootski, a big one too, a big pootski.
How tall are you? Yogurt.
How tall are you?
Yogurt.
Yogurt. It's about right.
What does it do?
Alexa, what do you do?
Hang out with your mom?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Have you seen those?
Yeah, there's like Amazon
those
Alexa
are
commercial
funny.
edits. Yeah,
Those-
some of those
really
are so funny. I saw one where it was like, Alexa, like, what do I need to get from the store? And Alexa's like, how am I supposed to know? I'm not even alive.
Yeah.
Those are so much funnier. The ones that are like that.
Those are good. Those are good.
How am I supposed to know? I've never eaten in my entire existence or something like that. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. That one's pretty good. Chat, come on. We need to laugh. Or Sam needs to laugh. I don't need to laugh.
You're gonna laugh. No.
I won't laugh. I won't laugh.
I am-
I was
I'm
gonna do
chilling.
something else, but I thought this was cool.
I was under your cheeks.
Hans was what? He can be if he wants, I guess.
Did you just say under his
Why are they saying I laughed? What did I laugh at? Did I laugh?
You laughed.
When?
He so laughed.
Where? Can we go back? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't. So
Here,
just continue.
we'll pause.
I don't think I laughed. If I was laughing, it was like one of those times where it's like, Like it wasn't me like laughing like at anything. You know what I mean? It's like one of those like where like
I don't know. I mean, I think you're just trying to get to give me 100 even subs. Here, let's see. We're gonna watch the stream back.
no, like I don't remember laughing.
I don't know. I mean, I think you're just trying to get to give me 100 even subs.
Yeah, see, they're saying I didn't laugh. Oh, they're talking about the video. Because I was in that pummel party video.
Oh, what'd you say?
I laughed in the video.
Oh,
that was me laughing.
I see. I see.
And I think I was smiling.
I gotcha. So they thought you laughed.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
he smiled.
smiling,
It was
yeah.
a smile. Okay, we're good then. We're good then.
Yeah, dude. You guys are trashing on me. What the fuck? Come on,
Trying to make you feel bad.
For real. Okay.
3 minutes before I close the media share. Send in your links now. Go to the tips page, tip, and add the link for the YouTube video you want.
Listen.
So you laugh, you lose. This isn't funny, so I'm talking over it. It is really good animation, I guess.
It's a really good
it's very cool.
animation. But I'm not laughing.
Music's pretty good as well, but I am not laughing. I do not find it funny. Skip, they say? I don't want to do that.
No, don't. That person donated like $40.
I'm not gonna skip it. I'm not gonna skip it. But not funny, didn't laugh. However, it is pretty good animation. I'll give you that for sure. Oh, the MLG water was cool. You saw that? He had a water bucket and like threw it down. That was pretty cool.
I'm vibing.
2 minutes and I'm closing the media share request. The mod sent the link. It's your last chance.
Although I may not think everything through, I don't take back what I say or regret what I do. I know that some stay in line and they stick to the plan, but if you leave it to me, I'll do whatever I can, cause I know that's what I'm here for. I don't wanna wait around anymore. Even if you can't see the good inside me, I don't have the time to tell you why I do the things that I do. Please hold on and soon you'll see that I'm not the villain I appear to be.
This is a really good animation. I won't lie. It's pretty damn good. I'll give you that. And the song is really good too.
Moving along, no, I won't settle down until I'm locked behind bars or I'm kicked to the town. So you
I
can
think there's something on the microphone.
You'll never play catch up to me.
You got it.
Nice. This animation is really cool. I really do like the animation in this a lot. Honestly. I do.
Nice.
Nice.
Good shit.
I didn't laugh though.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah.
It wasn't a haha funny, but it was nice.
The fish is still alive, bro.
I know.
Oh my god, it might live. Bro, I could save this fish.
Wow, he smacked,
fucking threw
he
a jug at
smacked
that-
snake
at
on the
that-
top
at
of the
that
head.
snake.
He smacked it. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can't.
No.
Can you imagine?
I wouldn't even.
I'm closing the media share request. Everyone has 10 seconds. 10, 9,
seconds.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The queue is closed.
From what I know, George is
Oh, wait.
dating Dream.
I think the mods had already
But,
done it.
I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
What? What?
I missed it. What did he say? What did he say?
Said George and Dream are dating.
Mods are going crazy. I was like, let's turn it off right then, and then they had turned it off already.
Get the fuck off my porch! Get your ass off this motherfucking porch,
said-
bitch!
You said just woke up, and I said me too, in sync, BB, and then you sent back hard eyes emoji. Let's go. And then I said, now we can have sex. And you
Why don't we
said,
text each other like
"Sure."
that?
Wait.
I think that's a little cring.
What do you mean?
It's a little cring. It's a little
Like
cring.
it's just a funny joke.
You want to know something funny?
What?
I text puns like that.
No. It smell like tin cans of bounce that ass. That's what it smell like.
Bounce that ass.
Fuck you, dude. I wish I woke up to a text like that.
You're
you know
good.
what you send me?
What?
Yo, are you up?
That's what I said the other day. Yeah.
Fuck you, bro.
Yo, are you up?
Yo, I'm trying to like
No.
join
you're good.
you.
You're good.
What do you mean I'm good?
You're good.
I wish I was better.
Me too. That's a laugh.
That does not count,
That
bro.
counts.
No, Sean.
Does that count, chat? Does
No
that count?
way.
That counts, right,
No.
chat? That counts. I just
That's
metagamed him.
That's
I
banter
metagamed.
us.
I metagamed. That counts,
That
right?
does not
that
count.
counts.
No.
All day that counts.
No. Run a poll, dude. Run a poll. Fuck this. Run a poll, dude.
Oh, my mom just sent a really funny post. So whenever I like take pictures of my mom's there, it's like really funny because like I'm not very good at smiling for pictures. Like I just feel awkward.
Yeah.
So my mom always does like the most ridiculous poses and stuff to like make me smile. Like one time, like keep in mind we're like with a photographer, okay? I think I was like taking senior pictures or something.
Right.
We're like with a photographer and my mom is like standing next to them and I like wasn't smiling. So my mom like turns around and like smacks herself on the butt to like try and make me laugh and smile for the camera.
Yeah.
And like the thing is like if that goes down, like that would just make you laugh, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
what are you gonna do? And I was like just the fact that my mom was doing that, I was like, oh my gosh, like please stop. Like it has to end. Yeah. Yeah. My mom is probably like one of the funniest people on the face of this
I
planet.
agree.
It was funny. It was funny.
That is
It
good.
was really
that
funny.
That would make me laugh.
Who would it not make laugh? Wait, you lost though, right? Let's not forget, Boomer lost.
No, I did not.
You lost.
I
He
didn't know
laughed.
that's what we were counting.
Chat, he lost.
I don't think I laughed.
He lost.
Did I
chat.
laugh? What's the poll say?
You laughed. Is there a poll? I hope there's a poll. I'm hoping there's a poll because does it count? View results. Yes.
It says no.
I know. It says no. It says no. Got lucky this time. Twitch chat let you off the hook for free.
Thank God.
All right. I will not lose.
I hate this. Can I just point that out that I absolutely hate this? I don't like this at all. That was bad.
That was not funny. I have to agree. Chat, there is 2 minutes and 46 seconds of videos left, I think, is what's remaining. Maybe a little more. Yeah, well, there's about 4 minutes total, I think. So we'll see if we're going to laugh or not. Oh, look at that. Look at that hamster. Oh my gosh, why is this guy not stopping them? Why is he not stopping them? I feel like that was actually genuinely dangerous for that hamster, right? He was like pinned between the thing.
He's all right.
I don't know.
It was just a hamster doing that to another hamster. I mean, it's fine.
I mean, I
A
guess.
hamster's not that strong. So, like, if it was a person doing the wheel,
How do you know hamsters aren't strong?
well, I've had a guinea pig.
Have you seen this video?
No.
He was like telling his buddies that he could bench like 310 or something. So they put 310 on and he like falls down on his chest and they weren't helping him get it up and he like farted.
He's like a balloon right now. Yes, I know, but have you not figured out that you've already been captured? Yeah?
Damn.
It's kind of true though.
Yeah.
You've already been captured. Just let it go, you know?
Yeah.
Let's just vibe together. If I wanted to
It's a
kill you,
vibe.
like you'd be dead, you know? You know what that means? Good night. Sleep. Sleep good.
Sleep tight. They're saying you laughed. Did you laugh?
I did not laugh.
Did you laugh?
If what Boomer did was not a laugh, I definitely didn't laugh. I did like a intense breathe in, but it wasn't like a laugh for sure.
Good. See, because you know you lose.
I just went.
Because I will beat
And
your
I did
fucking
that.
dick into the ground all day long. That's kind of gay, isn't it? I will beat your dick.
Dude.
Oh, I get it.
He meant it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. What is this? Oh, shit! Damn!
That guy's shin is not okay. I know that hurts so bad.
Damn.
I got a Ford right here. Sussy joke. But listen, it's not that sussy if you don't read too much into it. I suppose I could accept some help. Let's fucking
What's going on?
Okay, much more.
I'm lost.
I don't even know. I don't get where that started at, nor where we ended. Boots with the fur, with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. Come on, man. You were supposed to do that. She hit the floor.
I was just a little stunned.
You don't know that song?
No, I know that song. Just a little stunned that it was Bad singing it.
Bad always sings that
Do you know
song.
what? Do you know what? Do you know what? I mean, you know what that means, though, right? Like
The apple bottom
yeah,
jeans.
yeah. You get, you know, like. Do you
Yeah,
think do you think he knows?
No, I think he just thinks it's catchy.
I think we should language him next time he does it.
I'm not going to because I
will.
think it's very ironically hilarious that he's singing it. That's part of why I love it so much.
I'm gonna language him. This thing's gonna fart.
Almost. You're almost right.
Put me in the prison, Sam. I can't tell you what I have.
What does he have?
Something about memory loss. I don't know. He carries this book around.
I might have the Star Wars Lego set Death Star.
Does he actually have memory
Can he chug a
loss?
sparkling water
In
and
real
not
life?
burp?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Maybe
He's faking it?
Maybe I have the memory loss because I don't remember if he does or not. But he does.
Oh my gosh.
Not the sparkling water thing.
What do I do?
This is nasty, honestly.
It almost
You almost
gets me
lost
every
there.
time.
Oh, he does have it IRL, but not as bad. Oh, I see. He has a bad memory IRL. Oh, I see. So he does have a bad memory IRL. I don't think it's as bad as his character, though, where he literally just doesn't remember, like, supposedly, like, years of stuff that he's been doing, you know what I mean? Or, like, a long time of, like, doing things. I don't think it's like that, but I don't know.
1 tablespoon of sugar. What's the difference? Which ones are tablespoons? It's this one. It says 1. So
And people made fun of my cooking stream. I mean, my goodness gracious.
Guys.
1 tablespoon.
1 tablespoon.
Man, it has
that's a lot of sugar.
a full cup.
This is what I like to call a pro gamer move. Check this out. Easy. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's overflowing. Okay, so 1 tablespoon. Let's go.
Well, you're pretty good at cooking.
Appreciate it. Would you trust Quackity or me more?
No,
just
I
being that
trust
clip.
you.
All right. I appreciate that.
No, you 100%.
He was about to put
I don't think
an
Quackity- I
entire
don't
cup
think
of sugar
Quackity-
into that. An entire cup.
Oh no.
No, I'm.
Oh! Just killed a woman. Feeling good.
That is so funny. I do not care what you say. That is so funny. That is such a funny video.
Rules: no tickling. Don't be a bitch. Pants must be worn the entire duration of the game.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
That is such a funny video with Tommy. Oh, just killed a woman.
Sugar.
Feeling good.
What's the difference? Which ones are tablespoons? It's this one. It says 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this bad baby here for sugar. What? 1 tablespoon? That's a lot of sugar.
Is that beans on toast? Oh. That is not going to go over well. Imagine that in like 2 hours after brewing in your stomach. Oh, the kid fell.
Homie in the back fell.
Yay! Great.
Oh my god!
What is going on? Beans on toast is
That's
good.
pretty good.
I feel like that would not go well.
No, 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 not anime. Not get her dead. Just killed a woman. I did it! I'm a fucking hero!
Laugh!
That is so
You
funny.
bastard! You having fun?
That was like a dualception. That was so funny.
Oh, dude, the captain.
Is that the captain?
Ripped as fuck.
Was that it? No, we got
I
one
got
more.
one more.
One more. You're going to laugh at this, I believe.
I will not laugh.
Actually, I don't think there is one more.
I will not laugh.
Mods, if there's not
I
one
will
more,
not
play one
laugh.
more.
I will not laugh.
Is it going to happen?
They're saying you laughed.
I did not laugh.
I feel I do my best, but they don't.
Let me ask you a very fair question. What do you do successfully? Quickly.
Roasted.
Damn. Well,
there you go, guys.
Is it?
That's it.
No winner will be crowned.
No winner. Twitch chat is not funny.
Actually, we both won.
We're both winners.
That's pretty good. That's
We're
pretty
both
good.
winners. Wait, we have to turn off. I have to turn off the thing. It's gonna sound bad. It's probably scuffed right now. I need to do that. There we go. There we go.
Scuffed.
I fixed it. Don't worry.
Always scuffed. Dude.
That's that. You guys are not funny. Neither of us lost. Cannot believe it.
This is also. I don't think they know this, but this is our last stream together too.
Oh yeah, this is the last
I
stream.
go home tomorrow.
Boomer is
That
out of
music
here.
is loud. I don't know how because that's really quiet.
It's really quiet, right?
Yeah,
That's
it's
what I was
really
about to say.
really quiet.
Boomer's out of here.
I'm out of here tomorrow. So this was our last stream too, and you guys
It
couldn't even
was.
make us live.
Tisk. It's all right.
Hey, it's okay.
It was a good time though.
It was a hella good time.
I think it was fun.
No, it was good.
There was a couple times we were really close. The last one with Tommy almost got me right there.
No, I thought it was really gonna get you. I thought.
He said, "I did it. I'm a
he was
hero.
like, I'm a hero." Fucking what the hell, dude?
That's a pretty good video. Pretty good
But
video.
Thank you to everyone for all the support during all of our streams that we've done, because the support has been absolutely insane.
Y'all have been
So
going
thank
crazy.
you.
It's true.
Thank
True
you.
story.
Thank you so much, dude. Thank you.
Thing on the microphone again.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
I got it off.
There's a little bit
Don't,
of
don't even worry about it.
But yeah, that is it, dude. So hopefully, you all enjoyed the meetup and stuff like that. Hopefully, you got some good ass laughs and everything out of it.
Concurred.
Hopefully,
you did. I think it
enjoyed
was good.
I
Glad
loved
I stayed
it.
up till 3 a.m. since this is the last stream. Love you both. Thank you so much,
Oh,
Impy.
thank you.
Goodness
Hey,
gracious.
appreciate
Get
that,
some
homie.
sleep. Everyone
Thank
get
you.
some sleep. Let's see who else is live on the Twitches.
Amen.
Let's go take a little look-ski over
Yeah,
here.
you gotta go back to the thing.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh.
Think so?
Yeah.
Maybe this though.
Nah. Come on.
You think this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he'll probably lose his mind. We leaked that it's a he, or I leaked that it's a he.
That's fine.
I'm going to start a raid. You should join it. You're going to get 300 channel points for free.
FREE free, baby.
FREE free. You're all amazing. Thank you so much for coming to the stream.
Bye.
We're going to work on you guys being funnier. It'll come
We'll
with
teach
time.
you.
It will come with time.
Love you both.
Thank
Sorry
you.
about the paprika.
Who's vote? Thank you so much for the donut in the stream. Join the raid. We're raiding Zenby.
Hey, join
He's
up,
playing
baby.
the Bed Wars. Y'all join. We're gonna make his night. Y'all are gonna be a huge raid. Join. I want everyone in the raid. Everyone. If you're here, be in the raid. It'll be a good raid. Anyways, chatskis. Ooh,
that's an audio loop,
we're
dude.
being
That's an
in.
audio loop.
We're on a loop. Bye, chat. Bye.
Bye. Love you guys. See ya.
Bye. Bye. This is the last time Boomer's gonna be on the stream.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.